I keep losing track of the starting soon timer recently. Feels bad, man. Hello! Do you hear BIRB? You do, Bruna. Welcome. Welcome, Amfriel, YouTube side also. Allison, Drops of Saturn, Shin. Good to have y'all. Happy, what day is it? Saturday? Happy Saturday. I ran off to grab my earrings. That's what I'm putting on right now, and that's also why I missed the end of the timer. Hold up. Okay, we're good. Hot dog! Yeah! Indeed. I was at a little picnic right before this, and then I had to leave early to come home for this. But I always love having a good excuse to leave a social event early. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter how much I like the people or how much I want to be there. It's really good to have an excuse to leave before everyone else does. I've just realized that my social battery is a lot more limited than I used to think it was. Let's put it that way. Sometimes I joke about getting a dog just so I can be like, I gotta go home and feed the dog. Greetings, hello Severus. Had it minimized and wasn't paying attention, and then, then I went, yeah. I think we should make that a tradition. I think I should now start every stream coming out of starting soon. I'm gonna be like, yeah. That is how it should be. Oh. Yes, my excuse today for leaving is BIRB. I actually straight up didn't say. I was just like, I gotta go. I'm running late for my 3 p.m. obligation. I didn't specify what obligation. Yeah, it would be fun. It would be fun. The picnic thing would be fun, except that it was for some local political stuff, which, I mean, honestly, it can be fun. But I'm mostly doing that kind of stuff out of obligation. I feel like in the chaos of the modern world, I want to be doing something. I spent the morning watching the, oh my god, I'm blinking. I'm blinking on what it was called. The boat, the flotilla going to Gaza. Handala? Handala? Is that how you pronounce it? Spent the morning watching that. Nothing to say except that I guess it went as we expected, and now what, 20-something thousand of us watched it happen, so in honor of the burbs and the wugs, this is an obligation. Maybe I should draw a wug today. Maybe I'll draw several wugs. What is this? Oh my god, I didn't know he had my number. This is why you don't go to local political events. Then the local politicals come for you. Okay, anyway, that's enough crashing out live on stream. The boat got sunk? No, thank god it, well, hopefully it didn't. But the latest updates we got from the flotilla, I mean, I was literally watching the stream. They got boarded, they cut all the camera feeds, and then we could hear audio for a little bit, but it was unclear. It felt like it was looping. Don't super know. Let me see if there's another update. Revolving Mishap, I followed you from GI days. Love what you're doing now. Thank you for that's a very generous tip. Thank you, I appreciate it. That's very sweet of you. I love that from the GI days is considered the old days now. Usually people come in here and they're like, I followed you from the old days, and I think they mean like Control Z Pro cosplay days, or like the Lucy cover artist years or whatever, but nowadays, the good old days is Genshin Impact. So thank you, Revolving Mishap. I appreciate it. Wait, what's happening? Is everything okay? We don't know. We don't know. We know they were boarded, and that's it. I don't know that I've seen any updates from official accounts since then. Jovali, thank you for the raid. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. What were y'all up to? Let me do a shout out. Wow, you've come literally right at the beginning of stream. What great timing. You were also doing makers and crafting. Good luck makering and crafting. What were you up to though? I'm gonna go look at your stream. Oh shoot. Oh my god, your little ending screen is so cute. Sometimes the good old days is the Duolingo video. I thought I'm gonna kill you. Oh, you don't have VODs enabled. Okay. I'm cross-stitching Hatsune Miku? Clearly I need to be getting into cross-stitching. What the heck? That sounds great. Is it going to be like for anything? Or using it as an applique? Is it like going on a, I don't know, like a jacket or something? Is it quill? Like what are you cross stitching for? Let me see if I missed anything here. I think we're good. All right. Totori, hello. Who boarded? They got boarded. No, yeah, they got boarded by Israel. The IOF showed up. So they got boarded. I don't know if there's much more to elaborate beyond that. Let me see if there's another news update. Because the official accounts have gone quiet, but... Oh, there's an Al Jazeera update from 4 minutes ago. Oh, they've intercepted the vessel. 4 minutes ago, the update says all passengers are safe. F. All right. Yeah, they did. I was literally on the stream when they got boarded. I was like, I mean, I had the stream on basically all morning in the background, and then I was at the picnic. I saw it on my phone. I don't know. I was like, do I cancel stream? I mean, no, but I don't know. Some days I'm like, how do we live like normal lives? How do we act like everything's normal? You know, like, I don't know. How do we do it? I don't know. I have no idea. What vessel was being boarded? You can look up Handala was they had like, because there's been a blockade for aid and supplies going into Gaza for God knows how long at this point, and they were trying to, I mean, if you remember, Greta Thunberg famously had a flotilla that tried to break through the blockade also, I think a few months back now, and they got boarded and turned away and sent back. So it was like another boat that tried again. Yeah. They live streamed it, the whole thing. So a lot of us were watching this morning. Nothing is fucking normal. We should stop acting like it. I think that's a good way to put it, cheese pants. But at the same time, like, you do still have to go and live your life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what there is to do except what you know you can. Yeah. Well, I was like, I guess I'm still gonna do this watercolor stream. Because like sitting around just like feeling bad doesn't achieve anything, you know what I mean? So we do what we can. We take care of ourselves so that when we can do something, we're able to and ready. That's kind of it. Yeah. Okay. Well, on that somber note, last time my hand cam is like, it's my old phone, my old Android phone, and the battery mega fucking died because I wasn't paying attention. So it's just charging like over there right now. Balance is important. I agree. I think the important thing to keep in mind is that I think it's good to not become desensitized. And it's good to remember that this is not normal and to continue doing what you can where you can, because I think the worst possible outcome is to be like utterly distraught, right? Like to totally give up and just be like, well, fuck it, like the world's going to shit is not a solution and it doesn't help anybody. So given that, then your only solutions are you do what you can and you take care of yourself as best as you can. That's kind of it. Watercolor birds and gentle smiles. That is what we can do today. All right, I'm not in the war zone. I can only donate and have hope for a better tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, there's more than you can do than just donate, but I also, I agree. Yeah, I think, and that's why I was doing, I'm doing things that feel as pointless as like going to a local political picnic, because it feels like there should still be systems that maybe I can help influence. But it's not an individual action. Me alone doesn't change anything, right? So finding your people who agree with you and share your goals, I think, is crucial. Yeah. It is so easy to compartmentalize, isn't it? I'm glad we took a moment to process together. My rep's probably about to blacklist my number. I'd like to hear it, please. All right, I'm gonna grab my phone. All right. So this is what I use for my hand cam. I frequently get questions. If you missed it the last time I answered it, I use my old Android. This is a Pixel 5 or something, like it's an old ass phone. I use an old Android phone and then an app called Droid Cam. It just USB-C connects into my PC. And then you have to turn on USB debugging, and it then connects through a plugin OBS side called Droid Cam OBS. So I don't know what the iPhone equivalent is. I just know that it works for Android. I'm sure there's got to be an iPhone equivalent, but this is the one that I know about. So let me get this set up. Oh, and then I use like I don't know if you can see it over here a little bit. I have like an arm that just goes overhead. Okay. Here we go. This should just work. We still have our color wheel from last time. Okay. In the Netherlands. Wait, what? Call your reps in the Netherlands? I mean, I don't know how the political systems work in other countries. I can only speak for the US. For us, calling your reps is... It doesn't hurt. We'll put it that way. There's a Windows app for my mirrorless for that, which seems ridiculously overkill. A Windows app for your mirrorless camera? That does seem like overkill, but that seems like a good solution for like face cam, like for this. But I just use like a tiny webcam for that. Oh, Sammy's welcome. At least the news is slowly beginning to acknowledge what's happening there now. I hope that continues to be true. I'll consider that as well because I'm so sick of dealing with my buggy camera capture card. Oh, you're using a camera capture card. Yeah, I've just been using my phone this whole time. And then I keep the arm mounted to my desk here, but it like folds, it like tri-folds onto itself in a way that's like really compact. And I literally don't notice it. It like takes up so little room on my desk. I don't notice the stand. That being said, I do have a very large desk. So it makes it really, literally 30 seconds I can set up my hand cam. All right. Let us oh my God, my hair. All right, so last time we drew, for those of you who missed the last stream, I'm using a watercolor workbook by Emily Leck Studio. It includes some basic starter information. It like assumes you're a beginner, basically. It doesn't assume any prior knowledge. And it covers the basics and also gives you like a little bit of color mixing knowledge, followed by the color palettes you need for each of these example drawings on the left. And then it comes with a sketch for the part that you fill in, basically. There's also step-by-step instructions for like the order of operations and where you should wait for things to dry. I just realized I need my hair dryer. Well, last time you guys were like, if you paint in thin enough layers, it actually dries pretty quick. So maybe I'll try that first instead of being really impatient with my hair dryer, because I do think it dries different. Like it looks different when it dries. This is gorgeous. I know, the workbook is so nice. This was my proudest work last time. And these are what chat ended up naming the birds. So y'all came up with like a whole list and then we voted for a winning name, and that was the name that was I guess bequeathed upon each bird. And so that's what we will do again this stream. So the first one was a bluebird. This is my first ever unsupervised watercolor painting in my life. Oh, my nail lengths are so different. It's because I'm practicing guitar again, so my left hand has to be a lot shorter. God, it looks really different. So we drew a bluebird, a goldfinch. Oh, sorry, the bluebird is named Lunch. The goldfinch is named Dinner. And the wood thrush is named Toast, but Toast is short for Sir Toasty Toast II, Esquire. The hairdryer ASMR was peak. I'm glad you think so. Sammy's has a good question. The camera runs Windows. No, I think the camera plugs in through like some kind of either USB or capture card, and then it runs Windows side through an app for the capture. Hair dryer is loud and power hungry. Just blowing on it manually for 30 minutes is much quieter and more efficient. Does it work? You can just blow on it? I'll try it. We'll try it this time. Okay, so I feel like the difficulty level jumped like dramatically because I realized through last stream that I think the hardest part is actually white space management. Compared to other styles of painting, I think watercolor is difficult because what to leave white, first of all, is hard to do, and second of all, it's hard to figure out. So I think this one is harder because it has more white patches. Because instead of like in other paintings where you just like, you dab on the white as a highlight after, in watercolor, it's like you have to plan ahead and not fill it in. Fucking hard. Why does Quail look so abstract compared to the other birds? I feel like all the other ones are pretty abstract too. These are not that detailed. The bluebird especially. The quail looks like a zombie bird. What do you mean? Oh, cause it looks like ribs. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. I kind of like it. That's kind of metal. Some people use white gouache to help with that, but I haven't tried it yet. Oh, could you use like, I guess you could. That makes sense. But it feels like cheating. But I mean, then again, people use like black pen and marker and stuff. So I also, similarly, I don't have black ink. All the black that you see here, it was mostly, the wood thrush I cheated a little. I pulled out a pen. The goldfinch here, I mixed that. It's basically like a dark gray, but I just mixed it directly. Last time I had white porcelain saucers. This time I'm like, maybe I'll try these like takeaway dishes things. Oh my God, why are they greasy? That's gross. They're like washed. Where did the grease come from? Why is it? I swear, like I don't see grease on it, but I felt it. Oh, there is grease. Do you see that? I don't know if there's like a little bit. Now I want wings and ribs. Oh my God, we made Mr. Chan hungry. All right, should be good. That was a gross jump scare. All right, let us go to the quail. So my color palette thing is here. Actually, I think this is supposed to be for like picking up color, but I've never really used it. I don't know what it's supposed to be like. I've also realized because I'm mixed-handed. I'm not ambidextrous, but I am mixed-handed. For some reason, I like to mix colors with my left hand and paint with my right hand. So that's the weird formulation we have going on here. I guess I'll just start with one of these. Well, this is the color palette. And then the first step is paint the head and the chest blue, so this light blue, I guess. Once it's dry, add U shapes with a darker blue. U shapes. Oh, as in they're like darker at the bottom and lighter at the top. Okay, cool. How do you do that? Paint back, tail feathers, and feet a warm gray brown. So is that this lighter one or this one? I think it's this one. This is also the largest color palette so far. Paint the face and belly. Wow, this is definitely the hardest one so far, huh? I'm very intimidated right now. Paint the face and belly brown, leaving stripes along the belly unpainted. So that's this brown. And then add darker brown for shadow once dry. So this is brown and that's a darker brown. Paint the underside of tail feathers, top. Is that supposed to say plume? It says top plum. Paint the underside of the tail feathers, the top plume, and the eye black, leaving a small white dot in the center for highlight. When you just read these text instructions, they don't seem that intimidating, but I'm very intimidated right now. The difference between, okay, so ambidextrous people basically have equal ability in both hands. Mixed-handed people have preferences for left hand for some things and right hand for other things. So we're not like unilaterally left-handed or unilaterally right-handed. I golf right-handed, but I eat left-handed, for example. So I write with my right hand because my dad forced me to when I was growing up. Otherwise I would have used my left. But that's kind of it. Ambidextrous is like, it implies equal ability and equal affinity to both sides. And mixed-handed is like, it depends. Plumbird. Feels like keyboard typing is making everyone a little ambidextrous nowadays. Really? I guess that makes sense. Okay, it says to start with the blue, so I guess we'll just start with the blue, the light blue. It's the only one on the palette that looks How should I do this? I'll just start with this one first. And then maybe pick up some of the darker one. And a little more water for it. I want it more desaturated, which means I want to neutralize it with the complementary. So orange? I think it's this one? Or maybe that one. I don't know. We'll see. Yellow should... Oh, yellow just made green. I'm dumb. Actually, this kind of worked. It is actually kind of working. I don't know if I like this or the porcelain better. It's like so spread out. Okay. Okay, the tiny porcelain saucer was good because everything stayed focused in one area. I'm actually gonna add some white. Okay. That still looks too dark. Yeah, definitely. Maybe I'll just water it down. Easier to go darker than lighter, I remember us saying last time. Still feels a bit dark. Okay, maybe that's a good starting point. Can't use scissors left-handed. Oh, yeah, I can only use scissors and knives left-handed. Like, it makes no sense to me to use my right hand. It just doesn't feel right. So we're opposites. Maybe I'm gonna go grab those saucers. I missed them already. This is actually literally harder to mix color on. Alright, let me try this. Head and chest. It just feels like it's gonna be too dark. Oh, actually it's okay. It's okay. Head and chest blue. It like goes onto the wing a little bit here. And then right over the eye. Shoot. Drop my brush. Okay, and then Samius in YouTube chat was saying to just blow it dry. I think I put too much water on it though. Let me coax some of the water this away because it's darker on the back. Like on the neck area. That's a pretty good start. Is the color wheel on the screen useful to the painting in some way? That's for us to figure out complementary colors. Is it working, Sammy? Yes, I can't tell. Osama, you golf? I golfed in high school. And then I quit for political reasons. This is taking a while, and it's making me kind of dizzy. As a non-painter, that feels like so little paint. What do you mean? Blowing it dry for 30 minutes versus a hairdryer? But it feels like you should be right. It feels like you should be right, Samius. I want you to be right. I don't know, man. It's still shiny. Maybe I do need to bring the hairdryer back. Especially because we're streaming and I want it to go faster. I want to get through 3 birds today. But I do think I got the shade of blue pretty much perfect. Look at that. Let's go. I doubted, but I should not have. I'm gonna get my blow dryer. I got him. Oh, there's a knot in it for some reason. Hold up. More BIRBs! Welcome, Yuriko! Good to have you. Just like Birdie Wing, the lesbian golf anime. I still don't know if that anime is actually good or not. I still haven't watched it. I've heard such mixed reviews that I'm like, I'm gonna wait for like a really rainy day to watch this one. Okay. Yeah? Is it dry? Yeah. She's dry. OP was kind of a banger. For Birdie Wing? I didn't even look up the opening, to be honest. I haven't heard any of the music from it. Add U shapes with darker blue. So I should darken this blue now. But I feel like there's a lighter patch of pale blue here, and then it kind of gets darker in another layer. I'm gonna go for a second layer, and then I'm gonna do the U shapes. I think I might have wanted to do wet on wet for this, but that's okay. How's that looking? I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna push some of the liquids this way. For a little bit more of a gradient effect, focusing on the neck. I feel like I'm still using too much water. Like, it's crinkling so much. Okay, it's not totally dry, but I'm gonna let it do that while I darken this blue for the U shapes, the so-called U shapes. You're using paint by numbers. Curious Nara, hello. Do you have like a special themed paint by numbers book? I think it's already darker, but I want it desaturated. So last time I actually had the most success with this. It looks like brown, but it comes out like really orangish. Yeah, I don't like mixing colors with my right hand. I can't explain it. I don't like it. It doesn't feel right. Yeah, I think that could work. I guess I'll use the little brush for this, actually. It's like more of a gray blue, but I like it. The story's a bit crazy. The production value is pretty low. Good for an easy watch where you don't expect too much. I think that's me with most of the cute girls doing cute things anime, to be honest. So that's a great review. Thank you for that. Oh, maybe it's not dark enough, actually. I think it needs to be darker. Okay. Darker. More of this. Actually, what I really need to do is dry it out. I need to do that thing we did last time where I pointed the blow dryer at this. And then dried out the pigment. That shit was funny. Okay. U shapes. I feel like I shouldn't have done that up this way. U shapes. How do you reckon? It's kind of like all over. I guess if you like really use the teeny edge is doable. You really have to make them like little U's, not dots. Because if you do dots, then you come out with the same speckling pattern that was on the wood thrush. And I don't want that. I want the bottom to be darker. So I guess if I just go really tiny. This is hard. Tiny smile lines is how I'm thinking about it. Let's see if I can hold it closer to y'all so you can see what I'm trying to do. This is too much water. Okay. God, that was too thick. Maybe it's too hard to hold it in one hand and try to paint with the other. There's also just too much liquid on this, damn. Okay. Is there no smaller brush I can use? Can you see what I'm doing? Oh, it actually is kind of obvious once the light catches on the curvature. I mean, that's kind of working. That's kind of working. You just want to throw a paper towel on it to dry it. I think that is a common sentiment. I do not think you are out of the ordinary for that. For that itch. And then you just go all the way down, huh? Okay, we can do that. I think I'm running out of liquid though. It also might have been lighter than I realized. Like I didn't really need such a dark blue for it. If I had gone lighter, I probably could have layered it more. Like just blotted the brush more. Because I feel like mine are much more distinct in shape than the sample. It feels a lot fuzzier in the sample. Oh, and there's little U's on the lighter part of the chest too. Let me get around to that. I feel like there's some darkness around here too that I'm missing. Not horrible. It's not the best. I think I overdid it with this patch especially. But everything else is kind of forgivable. I'm trying to fuzz it out over here a little more. Okay. Great. I don't love it. I don't love it, but it's there. Happy mistakes and all that. Happy accidents. We're gonna go for the, I don't need blue anymore, right? So I can just wipe this. I'd be so bad at this because I already read that. Drops of Saturn. Smaller? Can you cut the brush? That's a really interesting question. Can you cut a brush smaller? I don't want to cut this brush smaller because I feel like it's the right size for the rest of my needs. But that could be a solution potentially. That's an interesting question. Can you just trim a paintbrush like thinner? Like theoretically you wouldn't want to cut it. You would want to thin it out. You would want to pluck it probably. Okay, maybe I do miss my saucers. I'm gonna go grab them. I was in the kitchen grabbing my saucers, I realized I deserved a drink. So we are having the Humble Sea West Coast IPA because I'm an IPA freak. Which, honestly, people make fun of me, but I'm always like, I feel like it's very predictable that coffee and tea snobs are also beer, like IPA snobs. It's always IPA or stout for people like us because it's all about aromatics, right? I think it makes sense. I don't know why I get clowned on for it. All right, ready for the pour? We're gonna pour over the bird fearlessly. I was about to say perfect pour and then it's okay. I'd rather have more head than less. I should never be allowed to talk about beer, actually. Every time I talk about beer on stream, I say some cursed ass shit. Okay. Okay, some boo-boo. Welcome to chat. IPA is the best. Thank you. I'm glad you got me. Is this pouring ASMR? I'm neither a coffee nor tea snob, but I enjoy IPAs. Now we need an overpriced brioche burger. Would you curse me for saying that I actually don't really like brioche? Okay, these are the porcelain saucers that I was using last time. That's a sentence. That is a sentence, Cats Rambling. One of the earliest clips we ever got on this channel, I remember it was like one of my earliest face cam, maybe my first time face cam streaming, actually, because I was a VTuber before. And I was pouring like a matcha, it was a matcha IPA. And I, again, fucked up the pour and there was too much head. And I said something like, you can never have too much head. Then I didn't realize until several beats later. Somebody clipped it and put it in chat. I think 3 clipped it and put it in chat. And I was like, why'd you clip that? And then it hit me. I don't like brioche either. Too sweet. Maybe it is the sweetness that I don't like. I don't know. I like my burgers with not brioche. But I also wouldn't be able to explain to you why I don't like brioche for my burgers. Matcha IP sounds interesting. It is. It's really good. I really like it's from a Kyoto brewery. And I think usually like matcha in alcoholic drinks often doesn't really come through. You can't really taste it. But this matcha IPA was really, really, really like very, very, very powerfully matcha. It was really coming through. But then I drank too much of it and got tired of it. And now I don't reach for it anymore. Okay, we're gonna do a warm gray brown. I don't know if they mean like this one or this one, but well, okay, it's for back and tail feathers. So I think that's this one. That looks like this one. So I'm gonna wash this and wash this. I won't bother drying it off. We'll just start mixing the gray brown. Gray brown, eh? Let me see what I can do. Gray brown. So I would need blue in this to make it more gray. Well, now it's more blue. I fucked it up already. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. That's a gray brown. So I just need to probably water it down. Okay, that looks promising. Back and tail feathers. This year seems like a weird overdoing of matcha. I know, matcha's like everywhere, but this matcha I'm talking about literally, I mean, it can't be ahead of the curve because it's literally a Japanese brewery. Like, Japan's already matcha everything. Okay. I think the back feathers are just... They're like not really explaining the patchiness that you see on the back here. Do you see what I mean? So I'm trying to think about what I would do. I think like a really light wash first, and then a second layer wet on dry, for the speckling effect. I think I'll just do a really light underlayer. Like, I don't think the lighter parts there are white. I think they are just very light. And then also the tail feathers. Yeah. I'll let this dry and then go on with the patchies. What are the underside of the tail feathers? No. Stripes along the belly unpainted. Oh, the feet are also going to be a warm gray brown. I'm also seeing some layers of it down here, the gray brown. So I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. This part's going to get covered in black anyway, so it doesn't hurt to have some under layer. And even the belly here has a little bit of brown on it, which, like, the darker brown just goes over. So I think that's fine. Cool. I think that's nice and subtle. I'm not an IPA enjoyer, even though my city is very much IPA breweries. Oh, there's a blackberry one? That sounds incredible, Saturn. I was a matcha whore before the white capitalist. Me too, me too. I was really confused because everybody was like, oh, matcha is everywhere this year. And I was like, has matcha not already been everywhere? But it's because I live in San Francisco area, and like matcha really has just been everywhere. Like, the thing that I have been surprisingly seeing everywhere more is yuzu. I feel like they're finally starting to catch on to the yuzu craze. And I was like, took you guys long enough. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in for the patchiness over here, which I think I can just use this brush for. So I'll just do like long strokes, I guess. Or even just like kind of dotting it. Okay, let me see what works best. Because when I dot it, the patches look kind of too small. I want to get that oblong shape. How do you get the oblong shape? Maybe if I... Okay, let me try this. Maybe wet on wet. That's still not oblong. That's like round. It's just patchy. It's not like... It's not shaped. Why? What am I doing wrong? Oh, something got stuck on it. What is that? I wish I had tweezers. I think I do have tweezers somewhere. What is that? What are you? Oh my god, my hair is like falling into my beer. Bro, I'm just gonna paper towel it. What are you? Okay. I want to be a green drinker. I mean, why not? It's trending anyway, you know? Don't let your dreams be dreams. Don't let them stop you just because it's mainstream. Matcha does taste really different from Chinese green teas. Yeah, if that's what you're used to, it's gonna... You have to think of it as like not the same thing. I 100% agree. Okay, what if I try using a different brush? What if I... Let's do this. What if I use this and did like oblong? Would that work? Like oval circles? Like, how are they? I genuinely do not understand how this pattern comes about. Is it just like this? Is that working? I don't think it is. Maybe if you do multiple layers of this, I could see it kind of working. I don't know, fam. This ain't it. I also like fucked up here a little bit because the thing that fell on it screwed the texture of the paper. Okay. Oh, Finch! I used to love that app. What's your tolerance like? How many beers? Ooh, my beer tolerance is not an alcohol issue, it's a fizz issue. I can't drink fizzy drinks in like high volumes. So, I mean, my alcohol tolerance is quite high. But my beer tolerance is like, I can maybe only drink 1 or 2 before I start feeling like I need to throw up from like the fizz. But if you hand me hard liquor, we can do shots. I don't know. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong, actually. Like, do you see? Like this, the shapes I'm making, they're putting like the water edges on. I think probably what I need is a drier brush. I think I need it to be less watery. I think I need to be dry brushing. How do I dry brush a mix? I mix it drier? Like I add more pigment to it? I evaporate the mix? This feels incredibly silly. Maybe if my brush is just drier overall. Maybe if I just... But that doesn't even do anything. It's just water. I'm kind of over it. Shots with you would be so fun. I'm really fun to drink with. Also really dangerous to drink with. In my company, my last company that I used to work at, the joke was, you can't go out drinking with me because you'll end up drinking like triple the amount you meant to. I don't pressure people, but I'm an enabler. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not gonna force anyone to drink, but when they see me knocking it back, they're like, ah, damn, I should join. We can be dangerous together. I gotta dial it back. I gotta be not drinking as crazy as I have been. Okay, what if I just pick up some pigment? Like, what happens if I just do this? I just start brushing it on. Oh, I think I want the bigger brush for this. Okay, I'm just gonna make it a little bit damp and then pick up a little bit and then... Oh, this might work. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but it might. It might. Yeah, maybe? I think I need more of a gray kind of look, though. I don't know. I feel like the more I try, the worse it gets. Okay, I'm gonna go for... Oh, actually, there's a little patch of like a lighter brown here. So before I wipe this off, we're gonna do that. Maybe I need to water it down more again. I think if I don't want the water edges, I should just be putting less moistness in general. Maybe I should be like dabbing on this more often. Like a little bit of the brown. It's like an orangey one though. It's fine. It's good enough. I'm figuring it out bit by bit. It's okay. Like a little bit of definition here, here. And then I think there's a shadow. What if I just... The others didn't have shadows. I guess this is the only one that's on the ground so far. All right, hair dryer. And then another bit around the feetsies. A little darker here. Yeah, I think I should be dry brushing more often. But I don't really have enough pigments because I mix everything. And then when you mix, they're all wet. So. Okay, cool. That actually looks pretty good. Oh, I'm a vodka cola. You're a vodka cola. You was a vodka cola person. I'm a gin and tonic guy. Joseph Padla, hello. Can't let you beat us. More shots. Just the blueberry. Did I say hi yet? Hello, welcome. I see BIRB. I click. I respect that. I respect that a lot. All right. We're going to go for this brown now, and I'll mix it over this one. And I think that's this dark brown part here, plus the neck. Yes. I'm gonna quickly do a little more for the base here. I think I can add some layers to it later on. Okay. Yeah, it'll be okay. Time to mix. So I guess I really need to get a slightly smaller brush than this one. That's on me for not being prepared. More of this brown. And the darker one. Actually, I wonder if this dark brown is actually basically the shade that they have here by default. Not much mixing necessary, actually. Yeah. I think it's really close. Really close to this shade. All right, let's see. I mean, yeah, I think that's basically it. I'm gonna go for it. What did I learn? Dry it off a little more and then do I just... I guess I'll just work with the... I'll just follow the sketch. This belly is all brown too. It's like a little white patch underneath it. I can mimic that. And then most of the leg area belly is like not covered. And then right around here also. Okay, cool. And then the rest of it I can follow the sketch. Actually not doing a very good job of that. Okay. Never thought I would be drawing a quail on stream. But here we are. Oh crap. I filled it in a little too much. Okay, it's okay though. This is just the first pass and it's the lighter brown. I think I can go into darker browns next. How do I darken this? Oh, there's actually a little bit here. And then here also. I wonder why there's a bit of white left at the underside of the face. Put a little too much water there. I'm gonna... and then I overdid that. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Good enough. Good enough. I always say good enough and then I go in for more touch-ups. Such is the human condition. Okay. Yeah. Sora, hello! What did you guys have at SoccerCon? No one ever expects quail. The way you say that, Samus, it sounds like a meme. This blob looks like poop right now. Alright, let me get the brown a little darker. And then I think I should desaturate it too. So, blue? Probably? Yeah, I think that'll do. Oops. Yeah, exactly. It was giving nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. You got me, you got me. You got me, you got me. I'm glad I was picking up what you were putting down. I was like, there's something about the phrasing here. All right, blot it a little bit and then go for a second pass. I'm so bad at avoiding the little white gaps that I'm supposed to be leaving. Like, I think it's because this brush is a little too thick for my goals also. The belly here is darker, right? I'm not imagining that. Yeah, I think it is. This is actually looking not the worst. I thought it was gonna come out a lot worse than this, to be honest. Another thing I'm realizing is the brush holds a lot more water and pigment than I think it will. Like, you can kind of just keep going for a while without having to like pick up more water or pigment. And it like dries as you go. So you can just like keep layering while it's drying, and then it's like the wet on wet effect as opposed to the wet on dry, which I was doing more of last time. You know, it don't look the same because I didn't leave as many white spots, but it's not bad. Okay. Am I ready to move on? Nope, a little more on the chest, or rather the face. Is this okay? This part gets even darker than this part from the reference, though. A gin called Mermaid Zest? What even goes into a gin called Mermaid Zest? The gin is just... Because I think different gins just have different, like, herbs in them, right? Like the difference between like a... What's that brand that everybody likes for gin called? I'm forgetting. There's like a popular brand. I'm just realizing that this patch doesn't have any of the U shapes on them. I kind of want to add them in. Anyway, add darker brown for shadow once dry. So maybe once it's... Here, let me dry it off. And then I'll give it one more pass of this brown. Yeah, I don't know that it's getting any darker, to be honest. I think after the last pass, it's mostly been the same shade. Okay, I give up. Still have that Empress Gin cocktail your friend made and you called the Ying. Oh yeah! That one was good. My roommate made that one. I think it has curacao in it, right? It was like a beautiful like gray blue. I really liked it. What is the name of the book? Says Tony. It is... oh, not Toast. One second. Let me pull up the cover for you. This is Birds Watercolor Workbook. It's by Emily Lex Studio. She also makes a bunch of other watercolor workbooks that are like plants or like garden drawings or something like that. So lots to choose from, which is very fun. I realized actually I wanted this to blend over here, but it dried before I had a chance to. So now it's just like very truncated versus over here, the blues and the browns blend together a lot. Over here, I didn't really achieve that. You're welcome, Tony. I hope you enjoy it. Okay. Kind of done. Let's go for the darker, like the black, basically now. There's so much like beautiful detail here that I just like don't have. I just don't know how. I'm new here. Okay, well, let me go gray first for this. Oh, I think a brush fiber fell off. Okay, gray would require more blue. More blue. There it is. Let me get that fiber out. It's bothering me. 100%, like hands down, the coolest part of doing watercolor has been learning the basic color theory of like saturation and complementary colors mixing together. Like, it's so crazy that adding orange to blue together does this, right? What? It looks crazy every time. Okay. I feel like it always looks darker than it actually comes out, but let me try this right now. Yeah, it is definitely lighter, which is good because I wanted a little bit of a gray base here and a little bit here. I should use a smaller brush. Switch. And then here, I feel like the leg had a little bit of something here. A little bit of something, something. And then the tail feathers had like streakiness here. Why do I feel like it's coming out browner than I wanted? It's like, wanted it to be gray. It's coming out brown. And then maybe a little bit on the edge here of the wing. But I'm gonna add more black on top of that after. And of course up here. The quill is, the like head plume is so fluffy. Okay, I'm gonna have to, it's like totally dried out. I'm gonna have to mix a new blend. Getting used to using my right hand to mix, actually, it's not bad. Okay, I think this orange and that blue had the highest success for like a deeper black-like gray. Yeah, there it is. Honestly, it comes out a little bit more like a really deep blue. All right, let's see if this does it. Oh, it can definitely go darker. Maybe as it dries out. Last time everybody was like, you should get the black, like a proper black pigment for mixing before next stream. And I was like, who needs black? I'll just mix it. Skill issue. And then look at me now. My hubris. They have a little nostril here. And then darker black here. I'm just gonna keep layering here and pray, I guess. Oh, it is actually kind of getting darker. It's kind of working. Am I out of patience yet? Like, when do I whip out my ink pen and go to town? Oh my gosh, the BIRB. Soju Charm, welcome. Just a little more work. Just a little. Just a little is what I said. But now look at me. Am I ever gonna get to a deep black? I do not think so. No, I don't. I do not. I'm just gonna do one more layer and call it quits. Yeah, honestly, good enough. Who cares? Who cares, buddy? Who even cares, bro? I feel like I made the eye a little too ooh-woo. Is it giving ooh-woo to you? It's giving ooh-woo to me. This quail is saying ooh-woo with a weird plume on its head. It's not quite. Yeah, it's very much the knockoff version. Oh boy. Oh dear. Maybe one last layer on the tail. The tail just looks so not dark. I don't think I'm getting it any better, to be honest. I also think I'm overusing the thin brush. Like, I should probably be relying on my thick one a little more. Okay, let me see if I can get a darker brown onto this, because I feel like this area is just coming across too flat right now. But other than that, it's honestly not bad. It's like not great. It's not bad. How many dozen BIRBs are we painting today? I wish I were that powerful, Samus. I'm gonna try for 3 like we did last stream. That's the goal. Okay, blot it a bit and then see if I can get a final layer here. I should have definitely left bigger white streaks is what I'm realizing, because they accidentally get covered really easily. Over here especially, this blob, I just like totally lost it. It was gone before I could even realize what was happening. That is a little too watery. Let me gently dab it. And then over here also. I mean, I think that's a little better. Yeah, I think so. I think that's actually not bad at all. Let me get my pen out. We'll color in the eye a little more. Hee ooh woo. Little nostril. And then, I don't know if filling this in will help at all, but I feel like I would need a, maybe if I have a black brush pen, do I have one? Surely I own one. Ninjash, happy 48 months. 4 years. Oh my God, I can't believe it's been 4 years. That's crazy. Oh, hi, Sephora. Oh, shit. Do I not have a black brush pen? Look at it. Look at all these brush pens I do have. Do I really not have a black one? That seems kind of crazy. I don't believe that. I don't. No way. No way my brush pen order didn't come with. What? Wow. I actually think it does not exist. Okay. Well. Oops. No black. On this topic, recently I've learned that the first recorded usage of uwu was in a Yu-Gi-Oh fanfic. Are you serious? Oh, you wanted uwu redeem.
We can do that for you. That's doable. I can go uwu for a moment. I feel like doing uwu. Yeah. I feel like doing uwu in this more almost organic format when I'm not like reading a game text and I'm just talking about normal things is even more disturbing. And there's something kind of endearing about that. If you're going to redeem an uwu redeem, consider doing it as part of a normal crafting stream. It's more disturbing this way. Because anyone coming in here with no context wouldn't even understand what was happening. They would think I actually just fucking talk like this, like a fucking freak. And how could I ever blame them? Imagine if I debuted a VTuber and they just talk like this the whole time. And then you guys go in there not knowing that it's even me. I think that would be so fucking funny.
Miraco's points are getting thin. Meanwhile, people out there camping, they're like 100,000 birdseed. Okay. I think I am good to call this one done. What do we think? Any names already cooking in your cursed little brains for this?
A fucking freak, Saturn. A fucking freak. 3,000 pog. I heard your uwu voice enough times I would know if it was you. You say that, Miracle, but I have so many different versions of the uwu. Like today we're doing like a softer uwu. But then other times I was like, I sound like this and there's so much waffle and it hurts. It melts more brain cells.
Okay, this is like, stop. I'm just saying, I don't think I would be as easy to spot in the wild as you think I would be. Okay. Think about what you want to name this one. I think if nothing else, I got the colors down pretty well this time. The blue's a little too saturated. It dried more saturated than I expected it to. I'm gonna keep the dark brown gray looking thing for this one, the hummingbird, because it has a lot of that on the tail feather. But yeah, let me know if you have any ideas for the quail. All I need is to hear your laughter, since laughs are hard to mimic and change doesn't come naturally.
But what if I like laugh in uwu?
Could you really stop me? There's a video exploring uwu by Strange Aeons. I think it's the Yu-Gi-Oh fanfic. Wasn't the first? He seems like a Jeffrey to me, or Rowers. Those are very different names, but I'm writing both. Quince like the fruit. It does kind of give quince. Okay, Jeffrey. Rowers. XD. Cassie, welcome. What would laughing and ooh even sound like?
I have to be talking in it first, and then if I were to laugh from here, like
That's what it would sound like. Now you know. Now you can spot me in the wild. You would hear the All right, on to bird number 2. One of the more charming of the local birds running around in a line. Not Jeffrey, please. That's my dad. Miracle said turnip. I can respect that. That's a great name. That's my dad. I'm so sorry, Allison. Guys, I think we have to name it Jeffrey now. It kind of is giving Jeffrey though. Do you see what I mean? Like it's Jeffrey coded. It's Jeffrey coded, trust. Ooh, out of 10. No notes. No notes. Okay. Shit, what was Allison's like, I do see it. Unfortunately, I do. You should show this to your dad. Be like, it gives off Jeffrey vibes. And refuse to elaborate. Oh, shit. Okay. God, this color palette is even more extreme. We are leveling up. We're leveling up. You know, in comparison, I think the cardinal actually, we can end on like maybe an easier note. Well, I don't know. I might eat my words. Okay, hummingbird. Yo, Dad, I found your spirit animal. Yeah, your father's a quail now? I do think it's Jeffrey coded. Yeah. I think Samus is right. It's a Jeffrey. It's a Jeffrey. Ronalyn, welcome. Enjoy your lurk. Okay. I keep forgetting I don't have like bot command set up YouTube side. You guys can't even use alert command. I'm sorry. I have to choose one platform to prioritize, you know? Okay. Oh no, I spilled beer on her. Nope, I fixed it. I fixed it. I'll increment my own spill counter though.
I'll be a good boy.
You need more variations in the red for the cardinal. I know, I do think it will be suspiciously tricky. And also, there's like black and really deep reds going on top of it in a way that I think it'll be hard. Like, I think the variations in red will be doable. Getting them to be distinguishable from each other in a way that doesn't look just like patchy and ugly is probably really hard. Oh, there were ads, Miracle? I didn't even... Shit. Are there pre-rolls on? There probably are pre-rolls right now. Let me check. What the hell? Stream manager. Pre-rolls are off for 20 minutes right now. Oh, because they auto ran. Because the ads auto ran. Okay. Sorry. Welcome back, Miracle. Oh, I hate Twitch ads so much. Sometimes I'm like, I really should just ditch completely for YouTube, but I have way more Twitch subs than I have YouTube members, and so it like I feel like that alone is enough to make me feel kind of like I would feel guilty to abandon Twitch, the platform. Okay, the hummingbird is next, so we're gonna mix. It's the light gray is the first step. So it says to start with the belly and the wings are light gray. Some areas are white. Oh, actually, this one's a lot of white patches. Like, you actually have to be very intentional with your brush strokes for this one. Okay. And then you make quick feather marks using a small brush. Add dabs of green and teal to head and side, letting the colors blend. So you'd have to pre-mix the green and the teal because to really have it blend, it needs to be wet on wet. And then paint the underside of the head magenta using blotchy strokes. And then, okay, so grays and then greens and then magenta. And then paint the tail feathers brown with darker brown for shadow. And then the black. Okay. uBlock can handle Twitch ads, but you need to do some things in the settings. I didn't know that. I will look into that. Thank you for that tip. Twitch is insane to deal with if you're not subbed. I know, right? I don't know how anyone manages to do it. People do multi-stream. I mean, that is what I'm doing, Medical. We have YouTube and Twitch live right now. Okay. I'm feeling intimidated again, but I won't let it stop me. We're gonna do it. Mix the light gray. Well, what if I just dilute the... No. I'm like, I can make this easy for myself, right? Alright, this already had like a lot of gray water in it. Light gray. I will use these two again. Can you guys hear Sapporo in the back begging? She's so pathetic. She's so pathetic. Okay. Let's see if I can get this unwatery enough to work. So just a little bit. I think the belly stroke is like, it's kind of straight down the bottom edge like this. I guess this part kind of gets browner, so I won't worry too much about that. There's like a little bit here, like a little triangular patch. That's kind of too much excess water. Gently dab it away. And then there's like a little bit on the undersides here. And then the green kind of has its own space here, so I won't mess with that. But the wings need to be gray. I think that whole wing is gray. That's another problem with like using less water, is that it all dries so fast. And then when it dries too fast, then you get these like patchy stroke shapes. I'm not a fan of them. Dab it off. Dab it off. Okay. I think there is also it's so hard to differentiate the gray from the white, but I think the tail here is also has like a base gray. Here. And then hopefully the gray won't be so dark that I hope it won't be an issue for the green going on top of it. Okay, that's too much water. Okay. It looks horrific, but we keep going. I'm gonna use the small brush now to make feather marks. And hopefully maybe this will have dried out enough that I can just go for it. Grab another paper towel. So I think you just literally do little stroke marks like this. Seems to mostly be concentrated on the outer edge, but there's like a little bit of it towards the inside too. Okay. Same here. I feel like every time I've been doing these like feather type strokes, I've been a little too careful with them. Like they can be a lot more just like all over the place, but I'm really like carefully places each brush stroke. It looks like the bottom half of each of these clumps of feathers has like some of the darker gray strokes on them. And then brown goes onto the outline part after. That's my interpretation. This is what I mean by like, I think these workbook things are really good for like you learn the basics and then you're able to like imitate someone's watercolor drawing. But if you were to hand me a photo of a hummingbird right now and be like, do a watercolor rendition of this, I'd be like, the fuck? I don't know how to translate like a photo or an actual object into a watercolor painting. That feels like a whole other skill set to learn. Are we Bob Ross color mixing? I think you have to when it comes to watercolors. Masquerade, welcome. Okay, there's like U shapes here. 1, 2, and 3. Trust the process, Miracle, you're right. I bet if I were to open my door, my cat would be running right into my room and crave my attention. Do you shut your cat out, Miracle, for peace? Vulcan, welcome. This is... Oh shoot, I never have the cover up properly for y'all, sorry. This is a watercolor workbook by Emily Lex Studio. She also has a bunch of other watercolor workbooks that are not, there's like one for birds, which is the one I'm using. There's also one for like plants or like garden drawings or something like that. So you can chase whatever ambition you so choose. Okay. Before I move on to the green and teal, it's like make quick feather marks using a small brush and then immediately moves you on to the green and teal in the instructions here. But I clearly am missing a lot of the deeper gray brush strokes, so I'm gonna keep going here a little bit. Especially for this part here. I think there's like some bigger dabs of color. I don't really know. I feel like I'm lacking a bit of control on like opacity versus color, because I like want to, obviously you need a certain sort of baseline amount of water to mix your colors, but then it feels like I always end up with too much water on my paper and I don't really know how to improve my control of that. It doesn't seem like it gets better. A little more of this darker gray stroke to these parts. I mean, that's kind of it. There's like a little bit around the face here. And that's it. I think that's the best I got. While this is drying out and darkening anyway, I guess I'll add some additional brush strokes here and there. But like, I don't want to overdo it also. Just like a few here. Here. I do think it's interesting that the blue pigment is starting to show here as it dries. Do you see that? There's like a little tint of blue. It like separated out from the gray blend that I had. Okay. For peace and privacy. Oh, because you live with your parents. I see. When I lived at home with my parents, I actually rarely closed my door, and it was a thing that was like surprising to my friends when I told them about it. Yeah. Yes, Miracle. Hope you were able to get in bed safe and sound. Snug as a bug in a rug. Can you integrate Sapporo's paw print into the painting? That sure would be nice if she let us touch her paws. Kana, hello. How are you? Good to see you. Have you been in my chat before? Does YouTube have VIPs yet? Do you still have to just add people as moderators to VIP them? It's fucked up. Okay. I'm gonna start working towards the darker brown. Oh, I guess we can reuse this from earlier. I almost dipped my brush in my beer. Good thing I didn't do that. Because I think there's still some like slightly deeper but not quite this deep browns that I want to do details for. So let me quickly mix that together. I can pick up a little more of this darker brown. Okay. I mean, that looks promising. I'd go insane if I lived with a parent and had to keep my door open. I think when I was a kid, first of all, I had helicopter parents, and they were like, not just helicopter, they were like Battle Hymn of the Tiger Mother style parents. So it was a non-negotiable that my door had to be left open. But as I got older, it was a little different. What the hell is this? I guess it's just like, it's just one stroke per little wing loop thing here. Okay. Little bit of a line here. And then I think I need like a lighter brown. Maybe it's okay. No, I do need a lighter brown. Maybe now? Okay, and then I'm like trying to replicate the light brown underlayer for this part that doesn't have the dark brown over it just yet. But it's a little hard to figure out where one stops and the other one starts. And then there's like a very gentle blending into the gray also that I don't think I achieved, because I think I needed to do that while the gray was still more wet. So now it just kind of looks blocky. Not great. Not great. Okay, and then some of the browns here. Again, not great. Not great, but we soldier on. I'm gonna deepen the brown a little bit and then go for the darker layer. I do hear if you want to blend a lot, it's got to be wet on wet, especially for watercolors. Yeah, and then they actually dry a little too fast sometimes. So if you don't have your colors prepped properly, you got nothing. Like, good luck. What are you blending? Nothing. You got nothing. Alright. I can't even get the brown dark enough, to be honest. I think I mean, it sounds obvious when you say it like this, but watercolor really is just water control, right? It's like amount of water, the density of the water, and then the pace at which the water dries. All of these are like relevant details that you have to be managing. You really have to. Someone last stream was like, yeah, you have to be a waterbender. I was like, that's exactly it. For watercolors, you have to learn to be a fucking waterbender. You have to coax the water to do the specific tiny details you want. Okay, I think this is okay. I kind of skipped ahead to the browns, so I'm gonna go back to the greens at this point. Oh, this will be fun. I was looking forward to mixing the greens. So let me clean off this brush. Everything changed when the acrylic nation attacked. When the gouache nation attacked. Okay, green, huh? Let's see. What do these greens even look like? These are both green. This one's a little bluer. So I'm gonna start with the yellower green. Oh, maybe that's a little too yellow. So then if I want to make it less yellow, I need, what's the opposite of our color wheel? Purple! I don't have purple. So I'm gonna grab blue! That was too much blue! Pick up more green! Yay! Okay, there you go. That's like a nice... I don't know how to describe this green, guys. What would you call it? Slime, Nickelodeon slime green. Maybe I should stick to my little brush for this. I'm chickening out. Don't need to chicken out. Have faith in yourself. You got this. Mama didn't raise a chicken. It kind of goes all over here, huh? And then on the head also. I probably should have pre-mixed the blue also for easier blending so that I can do it while it's still wet. This is the first painting we've done so far where I haven't felt the need to reach for my blow dryer. Have you guys noticed? All right, let's make it bluer. And I'm just gonna use the little brush for this. This blue. That looks like the right shade. I'm gonna start from here before it dries, going really fast. Trying to get a gradient effect as much as I can. I also really want it to look splotchy because hummingbird feathers are like so distinct. Okay, and then we'll go for like an olive green in these parts and in the transition zones. Whew! For now, I'm gonna dab on the little speckly vibes for each portion. There was no time to finesse the colors, so I feel like I missed it a little more than usual, but all part of the process. Okay. Yeah, I could have gotten it like a deeper, almost grayish kind of blue. Let me try that, actually. It's not too late. Oh my god, I almost put my brush in my beer. It was so close. It was like a centimeter away. Opposite green is red. Red. I think I can make it a more gray blue than this too. This is still green. No, I like this shade actually. I think that's pretty close. It's pretty close to that. The top of the head. Do you see that? I think it's close. I think it's close. I'm gonna run with this. I'm gonna run with this. Oh, not blue enough actually. So thankful for poster colors. Oh shoot, I just spewed pigment everywhere. Sometimes I flick the brush off the edge of the porcelain a little too much and it sprays. Okay, this actually still isn't dry, which is good. So I can come interfere. Yeah, honestly, instead of a green blue, I think I just need a blue blue. Like I should have mixed them as two separate colors. I thought I could transition between them, but they're actually so significantly different. I didn't quite realize. Well, since I'm on this path already, let me just keep grabbing blues. My bad, I guess. I did read somewhere that if you, here, let me try. If you put water on, you can kind of like erase some of your mistakes. It like lightens it. I think it adds like weird texture. I don't know if I like that. Okay, well, it was worth a shot. Let me see what this looks like. Oh, it's too dark. It's too dark. It's too dark, but it is closer to the right shade of blue. Okay. Getting closer, we're getting closer. Bit by bit, we're getting closer. Bit by bit. Honestly, it looks pretty good, even if it's a little bit inaccurate. Depends on how thick your paper is. Ah, I see. Okay. Spider-Man and the Green Goblin are red and green. That's how you remember that they're complementary colors? That's so funny. Wait, at what point does that even come up in the film? Okay, I need to bring back my lime green to olive green kind of look. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. We're just gonna wipe this one dry. And then use it to remix that. I think it was this yellowy green. Because I realized I still need the feather details. So from the get-go, I really should have mixed these as two separate colors. Lesson learned, lesson learned. And then I darkened this a little bit by what? It was purple, but I used blue and a bit of red. A little more blue. Oh, that was too much. It's okay. A little more red. Okay, that's not bad actually. And then I'm just gonna start going dep. It just has like such a texture to it. I want that texture. And I think where the grays are a lot lighter on the underside, it's actually blending pretty naturally. I didn't have to worry so much about the wet on wet as I thought I did. Another good lesson learned. Okay. That actually looks really good. It's like not exactly accurate to the reference, but I think I got as close as you could reasonably expect a beginner to get. Okay, let's go for that muddy olive, like darker color, which I think in this case would just mean adding more reds and blues, actually. Maybe just reds. Something that has really helped me with the color mixing, like I think if there's one thing that came really easily to me compared to most other beginners, probably it is color mixing. And I think it's because I have a lot of photo editing experience because I'm a cosplay photographer. So I already have a fairly strong color sense. Oh, that was too much red. Look at what happened. That's just a straight up brown now. But I have strong instincts for how to counterbalance when I mix because I know what my sliders look like in Photoshop. And it's not that different. and then I think this transition area has a bit of the olive color. So I had a bit of an advantage. Turns out a lot of visual arts trades do translate into each other pretty well. Okay. When I quit my job, I seriously thought about just doing photography full-time for a while. Did you ever take any pics of a Spider-Man in a Green Goblin cosplay? Saturn. In Yong's head is a projection of Photoshop sliders to adjust while mixing paint. That's correct. I literally see Photoshop sliders in my head. Coriander, hoi, welcome. Leaving the eye and beak white. I don't want to. Why didn't I? I guess I didn't because to me, photography, I guess I've had a lot of time in the last several years, well, since graduating college or even during college, thinking about monetizing hobbies and how that kind of kills the joy of the hobby. And I think the harshest lesson I learned on this front was actually through streaming. It's like streaming and content creation and shit like that was like, it was a just for fun thing for me until it wasn't. And then by the time I realized that it had sucked all the joy out of it for me, it was kind of too late. So I didn't want to make that mistake again for photography, or rather I've already made that mistake. I used to do paid cosplay shoots, and it's like cosplay shoots don't pay very well compared to normal photography industry rates. Cosplay shoots are like super below market rate, but like on an hourly basis, and they take a lot more editing work. But I tried to do paid shoots anyway because I thought it was a really good way to offset convention costs. But then I realized that I ended up spending most of my time during the convention taking photos, and then after the convention I had all this like backlog to edit, and obviously it was time pressure also because they were paid shoots, so it just stopped being fun. It just really stopped. Like I don't want to. That was how I learned the hard way that like monetizing your hobbies is not it. It's really not it. I don't think it's worth it. But that being said, that was really only relevant while I still had a job. And so after I quit, then, I mean, all bets are off at that point, right? Because I just need money. Like maybe it's okay to monetize your hobbies if you need to make money. That's like the latest stage of the development of this entire arc for me. Is like, shit, maybe I just need cash. As a career musician, if I could go back, I'd low-key not study music so it could stay a joyous hobby, but also finding the fun in it is its own fun sometimes. Very mixed feelings. I know, yeah. I think I hear this a lot from musician friends, especially, actually, because I think it's so hard to make money from music. I'm sure you know, Blazin. But also, you never would have gotten, or maybe it would have taken you a lot longer to get as good as you are now if you hadn't wholeheartedly dedicated yourself to your craft. So I think it's kind of a tricky balance. I would never fault anyone for choosing one side or the other. Yeah. Ronalyn over here apologizing for spelling it Yang when I'm like, that's one of my nicknames. I thought you were using a well-established chat nickname for me. I am Yang around here. You're good. Don't apologize. Turn your hobbies into work and you'll never have another day off in your life. Exactly, Samuel. Well said. Well said. You need to specialize in cosplay weddings. You quit recently or was this in the past? So it's complicated. I quit in February from my corporate job and then I joined a like small gaming studio for a while, but they were it was running on like VC funds. It was like it was a small indie studio, but they were also a startup. It was like both. And it just, long story short, like as startups do, they run out of money. So I was like, I don't think I'm going to stick around. I think I'm going to dip. So I did. I'm still connected to them. Like we're still talking. If they do get funding, I might go back. I don't know for sure. But right now I'm just kind of trying to, like after selling my soul to corporate for so long, I'm trying to figure out what I want out of life. Like what was I put on this earth to do? That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Okay. I think that's enough of the olive greens. I'm pretty happy with how the colors turned out, actually. They came out a lot better than I thought. So we're gonna go into the magenta and I will wipe this one. Startup culture and gaming company culture. Yeah, it really was it was a double whammy of like, wow, I don't know about this one, fam. Like very much so. I want to say it was one of the better ones. I obviously thoroughly vetted the leadership team before I joined and I felt like they all had their hearts in the right place. It's just that like, startups are hard. Startups are really, really hard. They're very conducive to burnout. Yeah. First off, I should probably get back to streaming. Oh, I see what's going on here. I know what my calling is, but oh no, hold on. YouTube just moved. VC-backed startups are their own very special brand of hell. Yeah, I think I've come out of this whole experience kind of radicalized enough to say I would not want to call, and there's a lot of them out there, but a lot of the so-called small indie studios that you see floating around, I learned now, are backed by VC funds. And I was like, I don't think you get to call yourself an indie studio if you're backed by VC funds. I will go that far. I'm radicalized to that point. I don't think you get to brand yourself as an indie studio if you're majority VC funding. Like if you took a little boost from a VC fund just to like make it through the last leg, I'm not gonna blame you for that. Like, sure, okay, you can still be an indie studio. But as far as I'm concerned, if you're majority VC funded, get the fuck out of here. What? How dare you call yourself an indie studio? You're like tarnishing the name. Anyway, I've as you can tell, have strong feelings and been a little bit radicalized. So that's just where we are now. What is a VC fund? VC stands for venture capital, and you can just think of it as like it's like investment banking, but even more intense. They're like, it's literally, I mean, they both have the same goals, right? Like investment banks and VC funds are both about like investing in the right companies to get a return on their investment. But venture capital is a little bit different in like methodology. They tend to go for startups more, for example. It's very unicorn hunters. All right, let's see if I can make a magenta. So this is just red. Would it be like a touch of blue, do you think? I think that sounds right. I think that's pretty close. Maybe it's a little too warm still. I think that's good. The plumminess of it is good. Voice chat fund. Workaholic corporate or so big and slow they forget you exist corporate. It was so big and slow they forget you exist corporate. I was with it was like a, I don't want to like fully dox myself, but it's also kind of just already out there. It's like a personal fintech corporate. So I quit that back in February after working for them. I was a software engineer first for like almost 4 years, and then I switched to basically developer marketing is one way you can think about it. So like it's still developer work, but with more of a marketing mindset. And I was already part of like a marketing tech team, so it was never much of a feel-good role to begin with, if we're being real. But it is what it is. I think all things told, I was glad that I chose that company over, like, I mean, I can just put it out there. I used to intern for Google. I interned for Google for 2 summers as a software engineer intern. And I didn't want to go back. I really didn't want to go back. It was just not, I mean, obviously I realize how much privilege it takes to say that, but like, holy shit, man. The culture is not it. Like, I don't think you realize how demoralizing it is to be just a cog in the massive machine for years and years and years of your life. Because I think a lot of people are like, I would gladly be a cog in the machine if I was taking home like a fantastic fucking paycheck. And I'm like, absolutely, I get that. But also consider showing up to, like, the feeling of showing up to work every fucking day, knowing that the code that you write, the work that you do, the people you talk to, all the time you spend in meetings is meaningless. Like every day you show up to work and the shit that you do for 40 hours a week to maybe 60 hours a week, depending on how crunchy things are, is not contributing anything meaningful to human civilization. Like no, I can't. I just can't. I can't. Yeah, I've done my time. Exactly, Coriander. I feel like I've done my time. I have paid my dues. Now I get to take a year off. I like have savings for a year, right? So I'm going to take a year and I'm going to think about what I really want to do. If I mean, ideally I would like to not have to go back to tech, but if it comes down to it, I'm not not gonna never say never. I'm not gonna say never go back, right? I think there's always maybe a place for me there, but if I can avoid it, I will. We'll put it that way. Let's see. Nocturne says your piece is coming along nicely. Thank you. Welcome to chat. Hope you find work that satisfies you morally and ethically. Thank you. I hope so as well. The one thing I have been leaning into a little bit more is, I mean, you guys know I've been, well, most the regulars here know that I have been doing a lot of music over the years. I would like to lean a little bit more into the music side of things. Music isn't, I mean, as we were literally just saying, music is very hard to make money off of. And I definitely have learned that that is the case. But I don't think my goal in doing music right now is to make money. I think my goal is more along the lines of, I want to make something creatively that I feel good about, like I feel proud of. I just want to work on something I feel proud of. Like, it's been so long since that has been true that I really need to remember what it feels like to work on something I actually enjoyed working on. So that's also part of the reason I've been picking a lot more like handicrafts and like streaming them, is because I think making something with your hands is really underrated. I really admire people who do like quilting and crochet and knitting and stuff like that. And traditional art for me has always been one of those things also. So that's why you guys have seen a lot more of this kind of stream from me recently, is because I'm trying to recapture that feeling of like making something. I don't think I have to go on to like spend my life, like, I'm not saying this is a life mission necessarily, but I do think I want to remember this delightful feeling. I colored outside the lines a little bit. Let me clean that up. Okay. I don't know if I can get the throat quite as deep as they have it here. I don't have black on my palette, so maybe I'll just, careful guys, hairdryer warning. I'll do one more layer of the red on top and just hope it makes it more opaque, and then we'll move on to the brown. A year-long break sounds fantastic. A lot of good can happen in that time. Exactly. And I'm only like 1 month into it right now. I officially left my gaming startup at it was like end of June. So all of July so far, I've been mostly I've just been catching up with friends. Like, a lot of friends heard that I left my job and they were like, "You haven't had time to hang out in years. Like, let's hang out." And I was like, "Yes." So I've just been, honestly, this whole month I've just been hanging out with people, and as an introvert, I am kind of suffering actually, but also like it's good to get this out of my system, and I can go back to being a social recluse after this. I can be done. I love my friends, but I cannot roll like that for so long. Like, I can't keep that shit up. Okay. It's a little more desaturated than I wanted it to be, but I also kind of really like the color palette we've ended up with, so I'm going to choose to be proud of this. Let's go to the brown. I'm actually thinking that this red might be a pretty good starting point to mix the brown, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Reds and greens would make brown, so let's do that first. Yeah, there you go. Instant brown. Whew. It's a cool goal. I hope you're kind to yourself as you find your way. Thank you. I appreciate that. Very sweetly said. I appreciate it, Nocturne. Okay. I think it's a pretty warm toned brown, so maybe adding more reds isn't going to be an issue. I think usually I like to go the orange blue route for the browns. That's what we've been doing until now, but this is working well too. All paths lead to brown. I think I originally subbed to you from the Rain with Cappuccino. Samuus, that's crazy. You're a true OG. Rain with Cappuccino, I think that was a COVID release, right? I think that was like maybe my first release. It was right before the lockdown, actually. I think I'm right. Yeah. I think it was right before everything shut down. Holy crap. We got a true OG out here. No, the true OGs are the ones who roll in and they're like, I've been with you since Control Z Pro. And I'm like, what? I used to be part of a cosplay group when I was in high school called Control Z Pro. And once in a while we'll get chatters who are like, I've been following you since I was a small child and you were in a cosplay group called Control Z Pro. And I was like, absolutely fucking insane. It's kind of a light brown, but I think I'm okay with it. Can you guys see? Okay, here we go. Maybe I should have used the bigger brush for this. A surprisingly clean divide into the tail. Maybe I really should get a watercolor palette with a black in it. It would make darkening these colors so much easier. Oops. Oops. I give up. And then this has like some stuff going on. Okay. I mean, it's just literally, it just needs like even darker brown. I don't know how to get it there though. Dry brushing is actually such a hack. It's like so much easier to control the blending. I guess this is why watercolors are like kind of harder, especially in the early learning curve for beginners. How do I get this darker? Should I add blue? Let me add blue. Okay, I think that was the right call. Yeah. There we are. Turning out super pretty. Thank you, Kanya. I appreciate it. Ruma. Oh my god. Yes, the Polipika cover. Wait, even farther back. I think I released that. No, it was in November. It was in November 2019. Corin, add blue. Yes, Corin got me. All right, let me also warm this up just a touch. Does it need more blue? Hold on, it looks greenish. If it's greenish, what I need is orange. Oh shit, I just flecked paint all over the page again. I need orange. Well, now it's getting browner again. Oops. Well, then I'll just get more blue. You can't stop me. Da ba dee da ba die ba da ba dee da ba die da ba dee da ba die. I'm blue da ba dee da ba die ba da ba dee da ba die. Hey yo! This is our most successful so far. Look how black that looks. Well done. It's pretty unintuitive working with the transparency of watercolor at first. With other media and digital art, we often think in opaque layers and in tinting and shading colors rather than imagining how dilute the pigment is. Exactly. You said that so elegantly. Lagio Drift. Well said, well said. Alright. It's not a true black, but it is enough that I can start layering. And hopefully within a few layers, we'll get there. Have you guys noticed me chickening out more and just using the small brush? Because the big brush I have is a size 8. This book officially asks you to have a size 6 ready. And I don't have one. So you could just go buy one. Yeah, well, I don't have an income right now. And I'm trying to be very frugal. I want my savings to last me my full time off work, so I'm gonna be really careful about painting in the beak. Okay, and then similarly this one, leave a little white dot for the eye. Okay, and then more black here. Oh, now it's coming in like a true black almost. Maybe too much. I think it's because I put a lot more water in this time instead of going in with a drier brush. It's like a little bit alarming, actually. Well, I think it'll dry a little lighter, so I'm okay with it. All right, let me get this all the way down the edge of the pinion. Yeah, we're getting there. That actually looks so good. All right, and then there's like a darker streak right here, and here, and here, and here. It's little like line variation details like this. I really do not think I would be able to come up with those on my own. Like I really need to be following a reference. Get this closer to a dry brush to darken these just a little more. I think we did it. I think this is my proudest one so far. This one's crazy. I'm sweating a little from concentration, but also it's a hot day. You're really talented. Thank you. I guess I have picked this up pretty quick. I think I am proud of how quickly I'm learning some of this. But I still don't know. Like I was saying earlier, like I can follow a reference. I don't know how to get from where I am now to like looking at a photo of a hummingbird and knowing how to represent it in a watercolor format. Yeah. I don't think true black is a good way to think about color theory. Please Google black marker chromatography. I will do that. Thank you, Corian, for the tip. I mean, true black doesn't exist, right? Anyway. Paper chromatography. Is black ink really black? Whoa, my god, there's so much math in this. I will read this later. It's like a science project. You can only get better. That's such a good way to look at it, Nocturne. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm gonna take this off. I'm so warm. Huh. Okay. What if you apply a watercolor filter to a photo of a bird? That is an interesting concept. I guess I could. Nowadays, though, I'd have to be so careful. I'd have to be like, is this filter AI? You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to accidentally be using some generative AI bullshit. Okay. Oh, I'm missing a little bit of detailing here. Hold on. Just a little more. Just a little more here. I'm gonna reuse some of this because I think it's lighter than the other one. This here had this shape. I was like, something's not balanced here. Okay, that's better. Woo! When I draw birds, I always make their heads too big. Doesn't that just make them cuter? Isn't that how chibis work? Corian, what's your main, you talk like an artist. What's your main medium? Any name suggestions for this guy? Or any name suggestions to backfill for the quail? We have Quince, Jeffrey, Rowers, and Turnit for the quail right now. The hummingbird is still, as of yet, unnamed. You could, but honestly, posterizing a photo might be better just because it shows where the blocks of colors go. Kana, your brain is so big. Well, you are an artist. What should I? Yeah, you know what? What I should be doing is going to my artist friends and being like, if you were a beginner in watercolors, how would you translate a photo to this paper medium? Toothpick. We're gonna name it Toothpick. Okay. Let me put Toothpick in the running. Clancy and Jago. Clancy for this one, I'm guessing. Clancy. Are those references to something? Jago. Jeffrey again? Venture communists. I kind of love that. It's kind of cursed. Venture communists. They are both gonna be recommended Jeffrey, according to Miracle. Too lazy to get the paints out, though sometimes I do. Oh, because you're a mechanical pencil artist. You're essentially one of those like really intense sketch artists that it sounds like. I think a bird named Microwave is very funny. You want to name this one Microwave? We can put that in the running. We got Allison from Sammy's. Wait, this one is giving out. Sammy's, how are you coming up with these like human names that suit the bird so well? How do you do that? How are you clocking this one as a Jeffrey and this one as an Allison? Because I see it. It makes sense to me. Homer the Hummingbird. I like it. I know. I think Microwave works weirdly well. Joe, says Ren. What else? Did I miss anything? Our bird cheese. Oh, I guess that's the communist. Yeah. Boggly Boo, Taz. This one. Boggly Boo. Allison. Allison's like, do you have something against me and my family? First my dad, now me. Don CCC, welcome to chat. Don likes toothpick. Toothpick is, oh, you're right. I missed toothpick. I did not write down toothpick. I got distracted. Can someone increment the ADHD counter for me? Like father, like daughter, or child. Joe is a pigeon name. I can respect that, Nocturne. I agree. I think Joe is a fantastic pigeon name and, you know, not a bad hummingbird name. Mechanical pencil is good for a clean outline. While you were shading a plane, you would want to be able to hold a pencil at an angle. Oh, so a mechanical pencil wouldn't work for things where you want to hold at an angle. I haven't thought about that before. That makes sense. I've always been like, what's the difference? Oh, I forgot I set a sub goal, but Halcyon, you just took me to 25% of my sub goal. Thank you for the primary sub. I appreciate it. What is my sub goal? How many subs do I have? 76? 81 is the sub points? Why did I set my sub goal so high? That doesn't even make sense. I'll fix it later. I'll set it to 100 later. But we're 76 there. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. As someone small who loves green, I unfortunately also see Allison in this one. Allison, I like it. I like that you see yourself in this. Okay, we will vote all together at the end. For now, we have... Well, now the hummingbird has so many more suggestions than the other one. Do you guys want to patch this one in? Any more quail suggestions? We got Quince, Jeffrey, Rowers, Turnip, and Clancy so far. Any other name suggestions before we move on to third bird? Y'all think about that. I need a pee break. Give me a minute. I'm gonna run ads Twitch side so we can disable pre-rolls a little longer. I'll be right back. All right, how are we feeling? Mordecai Halcyon. Welcome to the chat. Mordecai for the quail. Hummer to the hummingbird. Fulkin, absolutely. Hummer for the hummingbird. Like the car. Mordecai. Wait, it is kind of giving Mordecai. I see it. I see Mordecai. Macrowave. You guys are freaks. I love it. Let's see. Ronalyn Chicken. Debating ostrich for the hummingbird. You guys like your patterns. You guys like your patterns. How can I fault you? Chicken for the quail. Ostrich for the hummingbird. Shane because he gives you blue chickens in Stardew. Okay. Oh, I forgot Shane gives you blue chickens. I thought the witch had to fly overhead for that. Is that out of friendship with Shane? That kind of rings a bell. My vote's on. I know. I still think. Oh, Ronald, thanks for hanging out. Hope you had a good time. Have a great day. Top Knot gives Sokka. Great suggestion. Okay. Eggo blue chicken. Name the hummingbird air fryer. Guys, we have one more bird. You're gonna have to save some of these appliance names for the third bird. we're gonna get to the cardinal, and you guys are gonna be like, ah, that would have been such a good air fryer. Just resuggest it. Juniper for the quail. Corin. Eggo done for the quail. Eggo. Looks like the bluebirds and angry birds. Do the birds and angry birds have a name? I apologize in advance if Cartoon Network sends you a cease and desist. Why did a hype train just start out of nowhere? Nobody even did anything. Did you guys get the hype train? Why? Absinthe the hummingbird. Wait, it is kind of absinthe colored. Absinthe. Okay, this is now too many names. I'm gonna need y'all to hold on to those name ideas for the cardinal. Where did this hype train come from? Meows. Meows. How do I read this username? Thanks for the follow. I really wanted to read it out loud because it looked cute. You have a cute Twitch username. Welcome. Okay, wow, look at the way this paint is drying. Ooh, isn't that trippy? I could really just stare at that for like hours. Big fan of Macrowave. I agree, Kana. Tar. Forbidden ice cream soup. It's like the chasm from Genshin. Oh, it is a strawberry matcha hummingbird DJ. Welcome. Good to have you also. I already got one locked and loaded for the cardinal. All right, Blazin', I'm looking forward to it. Shall we start working on him, her, it? Corin, thank you for cheering for the hype train. Wait, do we still have the crazy bits copy pasta? Does this work? Or was it cheer? Damn, what was it? It's a performative hummingbird. What book am I using? Patches here, welcome. This is the Emily Like Studio watercolor workbook. She has a bunch of other watercolor workbooks also, not just birds. Sorry to everyone who's been here all stream and had to hear me say this like 5 times, but I want to answer the question every time. I wish there was a way, maybe I should pin it at the top of chat or something. But I really like her simplicity of approach. So every single one of the ones, it comes with a sketch, and then there's a reference image, and then she breaks down all of the specific colors you're gonna need, and then has a step-by-step instruction guide. And obviously it's minified. It doesn't cover literally every tiny minuscule step you're gonna have to take to like draw the cardinal, but we have eyes, and we can figure it out. And I like that it's more minimal. It's a good book, worth every mention. Well said, Mr. Chen. Thank you. Okay, this cardinal terrifies me because look at the many shades of red. Okay, but this will be a good layering exercise, and I will embrace. One of my favorite sayings recently has been, do it scared. We're gonna do it scared. We're gonna draw this cardinal scared. Let me wipe this clean so I can have a saucer to start with. I guess I don't need the blue one either anymore, huh? But I should probably keep this one. I should keep the forbidden soup. Guys, it's just so fun. I can't stop looking at it. What the hell? Why is that so trippy? I don't know. I can't stop looking. I dropped it. Can't stop looking. I know, it makes you want to lick it. It makes you want to lick it. I agree. Good study in monochromatic painting too. Differentiating your monochromatic shades and all. Oh, well said. Thank you, artists in chat. There are a lot of things you guys are saying that are thoughts I never would have had without you. Alright, we got 2 clean saucers. We have our not really black ready. The forbidden tar, as it were. Let me clean this larger brush off. Again, it's a size 8. That should have been a size 6, but I don't own a size 6. I only own a size 8. I have a size 8 and a size 2. Well, we'll get there. Add deep red to the underside of the neck, tail, crown, and wings. Okay, I'm gonna see what this one looks like first. Honestly, that is pretty close. I do think I can make it a little more orangey. I think the red that comes straight out of this palette is like kind of plummy. So I want to warm it up a little bit with some orange. Let me grab a fresh paper towel. Cute. Ooh, like blood. That's how I like it. So I guess I can just paint the whole damn thing red and then just layer, right? I think I'm right. I think that's correct. Here we go. Let me get more of the liquid out of here and then we go for it. Let me go for it. Woo! I love how silly cardinals look, like with their Zorro masks. I feel like it's so goofy. I don't even have to avoid the black area that much because it's just gonna be black. Like, it's just gonna cover everything. Can you guys see? Okay, yeah, you can see. Okay, I'll push it over a little more. As long as I don't cover the branch, I think I will be okay. Let me get the little claws. So cute. I don't think I mind that it's like coming out a little streaky right now because there's so much layering still to be done. I think my brush control is improving too. Am I imagining that? No, I think I'm right. Okay. Oh, I should have left a bit of white here for the shoulder area. That's okay. And then the tail. I'm having the sudden thought that starting Chinese calligraphy around the same time that I'm starting watercolors was a good call. There's a lot of overlap. Okay. Add a deep red to the underside of the neck, tail, crowns, and wings. I'm gonna use the smaller brush now. The big one freaks me out. I don't like it. Okay. Should I deepen the red first? Blue? Green? Green? Green. Green. Okay, to the underside of the neck. I don't really understand how this color patchiness is supposed to work. I'm just gonna hope that we can build it up over time. I don't know, fam. I know about this one. I don't know about this one. He looks kind of dumb. Let me just keep mixing. I feel like my Schulfa is totally shit fa. Incredible phrasing. Calligraphy? Can you sign these in Chinese calligraphy? Oh, I've never tried my name in calligraphy. I guess I couldn't anyway, because that would dox me, wouldn't it? Oh, now I'm just going rogue, painting whatever I feel like. Oops. I didn't even pause to think maybe I shouldn't paint the wings right now. I just started doing it. Sorry. Underside of the neck, tail, crown, and wings. Neck, tail, tail. I feel like I'm accidentally dry brushing a lot more this time because it just runs out. I want some on the belly here too. Maybe I do need to be using the big brush more.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
This is hard. Why is it so hard? Why is watercolor so hard? Ooh. Why does it look streaky? It's because my brush is too small. It's because I chickened out too early. Well, it's okay. Let me get some of these shapes going here. There's like a curving something. Is that doing anything? I like cannot tell how the color variation is even like working around here. Let me get it's getting streakier because the brush is drying out because it's too small. Because I'm using the wrong brush. Oops. Well, it doesn't matter because we're gonna put black over it.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna go back to the black brush.
I thought Ying was your actual name. Ah, no, it's a pseudonym. I used to go by a different name on this channel even, so I've already undergone one rebrand. It's all still up there. I didn't really try to hide it or anything. More of a branding position to separate the... Well, I say to separate the streamer persona from the, like, IRL, but, like, if we're being real, my whole point of doing the streaming thing was because I wanted to see more authenticity in content creation. So, like... What was the point? But I also think you can be authentic without compromising your privacy. So, yeah, bigger brush was the solution, except that I'm being a little careless about it now. Okay. Wow, this really was a really good exercise in layering. it's a little too liquidy. Here we go. So getting a little closer. I don't know. I feel like I just kind of undid all the detail work I was doing. I think I might be beyond these watercolor workbooks. I looked at a random sampling of the paintings in the workbooks, and for every single one I was like, I might do this a little differently. Wait, like, because you have your own process already though? Because you picked up painting because I was buying watercolors and gouaches. Yeah, because you already paint, right? So I think it's different. I think these are very beginner targeted, and so I agree with your assessment that you're probably a little bit beyond it. Yeah, that makes sense to me. It is targeted at a particular beginner audience after all. Okay. I feel like I have the lights and the mediums down, and now I need to figure out the darks. So let me get back to color mixing. Start with the orangey red base that we've been using for everything so far. And then to darken this green. And I actually feel like the green was coming out a little too brownish, so I'm going to try also a little bit of blue. I think this is a little closer. That looks promising. 3! Happy 51 months! Appreciate it. Rin wants to know if you still have Scarf's Clarind cosplay. We are down a vision, apparently. Yes, I do. Can someone come get it, though? Are you guys shooting today? Do you need it now? If someone can come right now, I can hand it to you. All right, let me start. Actually, let's blow dry this a little bit. Oh, I just saw El Chow in YouTube chat. Hello. I didn't expect to see you YouTube side. Welcome. 7:30 p.m. Oh yeah, I will be home 7:30 p.m. But I'm like we're doing like a fire pit patio cooking dinner situation today. It'll be fun. I'm really excited for it. But that does mean I have to be home, so I cannot drive out. Based on video essays and observations, my definition of authenticity is that whatever you put out is what you really feel like you want to do, as long as the compromises aren't too great if you're trying to make money out of it anyway. Yeah, I agree, Cheese Pants. I think the only way I can healthily do the content creation thing is if I have made peace with the fact that the money is going to be sparse and it should not be my primary source of income. Like, it sure can be a side stream of income, but I cannot rely on it beyond that. I think that would be very bad for my mental health, / has already been very bad for my mental health. So I do think that the authenticity aspect is compromised when you're depending on it as a source of income. I like this slightly darker shade of red that I've been getting, but I don't know if it can last. Well, we'll see. The fuzzy little top. I need it to get even darker. Blue? Blue. Da-ba-dee-da-ba-die. Ba-da-ba-dee-da-ba-die. Blue has never failed me. Okay. Maybe it's time to switch back to the... Yeah, I think it is time to switch back to the smaller brush. Is that doing it? Unclear. How do you make that look graceful instead of like chonky? I don't know. 3 all good. I hope shoot goes well. I'm actually gonna dab this one. I think I overdid the dark shades. Oh god, I overdid the dab then. I don't like that. I don't like that. Put it back in. I don't like that at all. All right. I think I'll just come back in with the little brush and hope it works out. Oh, Shinky, thank you for the stretch redeem. Let's do. Oh, I don't want my pits out like that. We'll do a crossbody. It's like you turn down wheelbarrows of money to put out whatever you do. The fact that you're giving up much more money dev work feels like it adds authenticity to anything you put out. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Part of it is just that I couldn't stomach like being in the tech industry anymore though. Like it's so, I don't know, I just can't do it. I can't do it. Oh, that was a thought I didn't finish earlier, which is that because I worked for personal fintech, it's like not as bad in my books as like companies that make money from ads and like selling personal user data and stuff like that. So I didn't feel good necessarily about my work, but at least I didn't feel like I was like super selling out like all of humanity, you know? So I will take those wins where I can, but also, I don't know, there's only so far that can carry you before you're like, actually, I'm done. I don't want to be here anymore. Nothing I work on matters. That vibe is not good. It's just not good. It's not sustainable. I feel like the brush strokes look all wrong. This is genuinely the hardest one I've done so far. Holy shit. Why is this one so difficult? Like this whole patch looks bald. Maybe if I add in some additional layering here. I feel like I need the bigger brush for that. Oh, too dry, too dry. Well, that actually did help a lot. Oh, that helped a lot. Oh my god. And then over here also. Just like getting more of that patchy watercolor texture in even has been helping. Huh. Okay. I think I over darkened this part. The fewer colors, the harder the art. I know, who knew? Who knew that was gonna be the case? I feel like an elementary schooler working on this. On the bright side, you also probably dodged being owned by freaky AI cultists for the rest of your career. I'm gonna be real, a huge reason I finally just couldn't stand it anymore and I ended up quitting instead of just like waiting to get laid off or something was because they started making me work on, because in developer marketing, a lot of what you do is like, because usually people in developer marketing are themselves former developers. They were making us do like tutorials and trainings to encourage the adoption of coding, like AI coding assistants. Like that was my whole job for at least 2 to 3 quarters, was just like trying to get people to use AI coding assistants more. Like all of my KPIs were attached to how much people were using AI coding assistants. And I was like, they're bad. Like people don't use them because they're bad, not because they don't know how. Like I'm sitting here like, you can pay me all you want to make tutorials, but I don't like them either. Like I don't like the coding assistants either. I don't use these. Like they're bad. They're pretty good for like boilerplate code, like getting you set up, and then like that's about it. You will spend more time trying to fix your prompt or debugging the generated code than if you just tried to write it from scratch yourself. Like a huge part, I think what people who like, I think what the executives who don't code don't realize is that a huge part of like programmer work, like as a software developer, a huge part of it is just the process. Like the best coding work in my experience is where you take a stab at a thing, you build it out, you get to the end goal, like the target state or the MVP or whatever, and you're like, great, delete it and do it again. Because the process of working out the best approach was actually the work. It was the process. And so the next time around, you come at it with a much cleaner approach and a much more poetic execution. And this is like, just in my experience, just true across the board, that your second implementation of the exact same thing is always the better one. And it's always actually usually the best one. So I don't know, coding assistants kind of completely disrespect the process. I didn't like them. I thought they were bad. I had a product manager friend who put it the best. He was like, God, I miss him. He was one of the few sane product managers I got to work with. He was like, working with an AI coding assistant is like having a chronic liar, people-pleasing intern on your team that you have to work with. I was like, yeah, that's pretty accurate. Random Tuesday, welcome to chat. If it was a good product, they wouldn't need to spend all this time making us use it. That's what I'm saying. Don't we always say that a well-designed product is one that like needs minimal introduction? Yeah, process is everything. Processes, even with boilerplate, good professional IDEs have so many features. Exactly. If you knew how to use your fucking IDE, it would already antiquate the coding assistant. You found the vision and will not be randomly showing up. Okay, cool. Have a good shoot. Wait, these aren't horse girls. What's up, Brad Buck? Welcome to chat. Assistant-wise, there was no real push to use them. Wait, at work for you? Was working for a smaller company. Devs were excited about AI not using coding assistants as part of data extraction workflows. I think that there are definitely... I think it's irresponsible to be like, all AI is bad. Like, I'm not going to go that far. But I think a lot of the applications that they are kind of forcing us to use right now are... at best contrived, and at worst, like actively slowing us all down and making us do worse work. So, I don't know, fam. I had enough. I fucking had enough. There were a lot of other reasons too, like the RTO policy was really bullshit. For those of you who don't work in tech or in corporate, RTO is just return to work. The RTO policy was really just pointless. I was like, you have yet to give us a single believable reason for why we should be in the office. Like, I don't buy it. I'm sorry. I just don't. So and they were trying to get us to, we were like 2 days back at work a week, and they wanted us to move to, I think 3. And they officially did. After I left, they moved to 3 days a week, and it's like not enforced. I'll see if I find mixing in brown, get some of the darker color you want. Oh, let's try it. Thanks for the tip. Oh, why did I not even think of mixing in brown? You're so right. Oh my God, this would have made my life so much easier. Like, what? Look at that. Ah, shit. Let's go. I feel like I already over darkened this part though. Like, it's kind of too late for me. They need you to be there so they can feel like they're not useless. Oh my God. Yeah. I also kind of noticed that during the whole RTO thing, like all the good leaders started to leave too. Cause I think they probably weren't allowed to say this, but they were probably also like, well, that's bullshit. So anyone with a brain was like, okay, I'm leaving, bro. Anyone with a brain and the privilege to leave was like, I'm dipping. I don't think I can. I think I already over darkened this part and there's no point in trying to rescue it. So I'm going to stop. And I'm going to go for the not so blacks. Paint the beak orange red. Huh? But the beak looks so desaturated. Okay, I can add more orange to it and then just add more water. And then water it down, and then surely that will be the beak color. Here. Yeah, pretty much got it in one, exactly. Let's go. Cool. The beak orange red. And the feet dark brown. Paint the branch light brown and then add details with dark brown. I mean, it's easy to take this to brown, so let's just do that. Convert this to brown. Green, please. Whee! I really like the shade of green. The BIRB can be a bit darker. It's just going to a heavy metal concert. That's so silly. I like it. Okay, is that a dark enough brown for us? It said the feet are dark brown. I think it's like, it has some not highlights, but detailing with black that I might just do with a pen later. This is kind of more of the branch color, but I kind of want a more gray than that. Okay, we'll just say these are the claws, and then I'll lighten this up a bit with just water. There was a tip that was given me last time that was like, just use water on the paper first and then put the pigment on it. So I'm gonna do that for a bit here. My favorite of all of the watercolor stuff we've been doing so far is still that branch from like the yellowfinch, I think it was. Yeah, because the wood thrush didn't have one. I think that's one my best work so far. What the hell is this supposed? This triangle here? What is that? I'm gonna make it brown. Don't ask questions. Just go. I don't know what it is. Okay. And then darker brown. So we'll darken this with some blue. Tip of a wing? Maybe. Maybe I need to add more red back in. And then here. Wait, can you guys see okay? Let me move it. A little bit over here. Over here. Over here. Oh, that wasn't dry yet. My bad. Over here. Bit of undercolor here. Some squigglies there. A chonky here. The entire underlayer here. We'll make it blobby. And then same over here. BIRB! Okay. I'm gonna go for black. Black. That's how Australians say it, right? Black. Oops, I fucked it up. My bad. I give up. Here for more birds! What's up, Konos? It's the back of the left wing. That's what I thought too, but it's brown. It's not red. Maybe it's like a really dark red. Maybe if I add some red to this and then color it in, it'll look normal. Yo, that looks really dark though. I don't know about this one, fam. Hold up. Yeah, like that. I mean, I guess. Dark orange, tip of a wing. Samus, I'm so sorry. Yes, RTO is returned to office. Thank you, Calvin, for explaining. Got distracted writing. Dark orange. I only learned that brown is dark. Oh! I mean, I think in general, elementary school teaching fails us on like color stuff, right? And like a lot of art stuff in general also. Okay, this is the most unfortunate creation so far, but that won't stop me. No, 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 never. Do it scared. Do it bad. Make it exist first. Okay, I'm gonna go in with one last dark brown layer. And then go into the blacks. Discovered that I really like watercolor tree branches. It is oddly satisfying for me. Don't know what it is about branches in particular. Just really does it for me. It really scratches that itch. Nice. It's a great branch. Oh, you were at Anime Impulse. I was dropping off Rin and friends at Anime Impulse yesterday, so I was actually there briefly yesterday, day 0. I feel like a lot of grade school kind of taught certain principles and then never taught any application, and then you just forgot it because it seems useless. You just carry it forward, going, why? Yeah, like I mean, they teach you the like primary colors into secondary colors thing, right? And then you do like a little bit of art with it, and that's kind of it. But that really is only just step 1. Or they'll teach you what complementary colors are, and then not show you like why you should care. Yeah. Happy little branches, exactly. They just branch. Allison, do you have a healing tattoo? Can I ask what your tattoo is of? I gotta go make dinner. Saturn, of course. Have a good one. Sleep well. Saturn, before you dip, do you have any name suggestions for the cardinal? We can put them down for you while you go cook. Okay. I think I'm actually gonna dry brush a little bit of... Hopefully I don't regret this. Hopefully I don't regret this. Is that dry enough? I want to blend in that area a little more. It was like too even right there. It's still too even. I think I made it worse. Ah, I give up. Looks like I bled all over this paper towel. All right, let's move on to the black. That was the Forbidden Tar from earlier. Not so black. Nice charcoal. I'm okay with that. And then the eye is honestly just like a little white dot. It's such a goofy little guy. Why are you so cute, buddy? Why are you so cute? What are you so cute for? What are you so cute for? What a goofy looking lad. Look at this guy. What a freak. You're a freak. He's a freak. Oh my god. Okay. Underside of this wing. It's like basically dry brushing what I'm doing here. Okay. And then the claws. Hee hee. I do think the black details on the cardinal's like feather pattern is the coolest part of the bird. Okay. Boop. The branch actually has some pretty deep blacks on it, so I'm gonna go in and try to mimic those. A little bit here, quite a lot right here, but I don't know if that's the tail feathers or the, maybe both. Bit of shadow for both. And then the outer edge of this tail. I overdid it. Mabby! Try that again. The black is actually all dried out again. Okay, come on. Yeah. Oops. Oh my god, what have I done? What was that? What was that? What was I even doing? Okay. Really should have left some white here is what I'm realizing. A little bit of black right here. And then I'm gonna layer on here again to darken it. What a goofy little lad. I completely screwed up the beak shape. That's okay. I don't know, I kind of don't hate it. I kind of don't. It's kind of okay. It's not my greatest work, but we all start somewhere. This is the we all start somewhere cardinal. Damn. That's rough, buddy. Oh man, I keep wondering, I'm like mixing a darker brown right now, like a brownish red, just to, like a really dark one, to see if I can maybe make up for any of my mistakes here, but I don't know if it's happening. I don't know, man. I think I'm kind of making it worse. We'll see. What's he so red and pointy for? I know! Worse is always better. I like that, Buria. I like that. The black is too reflective on stream to see it properly. That's true. That's true. I'll hold it up a little closer to the camera. Let me blot out some of the extra paints real quick. You're a little too liquidy also. Okay, I think that's good enough. And then I'm just gonna let it dry. Did Saturn drop any names? No, Saturn left. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Let me dry this off and then I'll hold it up for y'all. Or I'll hold it up while I dry it. That's a bird! Okay, I think that's dry enough. I always overwork my paintings. Knowing when to stop is strong. Well said, Corin. I think that is an interesting... That's a thought I have not had to consider before. That's a good point. Made a whole dang bird over there. Drawing watercolor on a flat surface or on a... Oh, the stands? That is really different. That's true because of the way gravity works with the water. It's a cool bird, but can we see the water painting though? Sammy's flattering me. All right, y'all. Oh, I accidentally turned the hairdryer on. I scared myself. Easel, that's what it's called. All right, what are we naming this one, fam? What are the suggestions? Let me put the brushes in the water. This is our last one for the day. So we can vote on names after this. I prepared 2 things of water and I actually only needed 1 of them. How exciting. Pope? This one is Fridge. Blazin', that's the one you had cooking? I love it. Fridge. We got Pope because it's a cardinal. Coup. This is my coup d'etat. Scarlet. Licorice. I like that. I like that. This one's name is either Freakmaster Pliff or Bird. Okay, let's write those down. Freakmaster Pliff or Bird. bird. Ciabatta! That just makes me think of that one Dimension 20 campaign. Not the Ravening War, the one before it. Crown of Candy. One of them is drinking water. Do you ever accidentally drink the water? I like literally almost dipped my brush into my beer multiple times this stream. Konos was like, let's name it Ying. You guys didn't name the bluebird Ying, but you'll name the cardinal Ying. I'll kill you. How dare you? Cherry snow cone. That's cute. Yeah, if I missed your name or if I read it and then didn't write it down, like resend it. Frolova. What does that even mean? He does look like a freak master pliff. I agree. Thank God, not coming after more of my family tree, says Allison. Jack in the Box sells ciabatta burgers? That goes so hard. Oh, it's for the irony because blue and red are considered opposites. Wuthering Waves? I'm not writing that. Okay, fine. Wuthering Waves. Woo-wah. We'll name the quail Ying and the cardinal Ying Angry. The quail doesn't look like me either. I'll kill you. Doriru? Like a drill? Doriru? Are you testing my katakana handwriting? It's bad. Doriru. No, it wasn't a suggestion. I was saying where Florova was from. Someone else said Frolova though. Joe for the hummingbird. Okay, we're always gonna suggest Joe. Oh wait, sorry, that was for the hummingbird. Joe was already suggested for the hummingbird. It's there. Take it off the name suggestions. No. You can't have bad katakana handwriting. It's just straight lines. I don't know. I think it's bad. Oh, you spelled it wrong. Okay. I'll take it off. I'll take it off just for Allison because we came after your bloodline twice. As a favor. Oh, Juniper for the hummingbird. Yes. Thank you for the reminder. Juniper. Am I missing anything YouTube side? Strawberry latte. Has no idea how coffee works. Strawberry latte, says Fairy Slash. Pavlova. Oh wait, was strawberry latte not a name suggestion? Wait, the more it dries, the more I like it. It's not as bad as I thought. I can see the places I want to do it better, and I'm going to resist the urge. Pepper! I love it! Pepper. Dry ass bird. I was suggesting latte. Oh, okay, cool. All right. Samus is like, we need to go 3 for 3. Allison, reveal your secrets. Allison, do you have a child whose name we can use? I think today's proudest creation is the hummingbird. This looks damn good. I fucking did that. That's crazy. Okay, guys, it's time to vote. Because this is too many names. Dang, that's a good bird. Thank you, Lionheart. I appreciate it. Welcome to chat. Let's vote. So for the quail, these are your options. And we're not gonna do like a formal poll or anything. You're just gonna drop it in chat and I'm gonna eyeball it. So we have Quince, Jeffrey, Rowers, Turnip, Clancy, Mordecai, Macrowave, Chicken, Shane, Sokka, and Ego. And this is what it looks like. One more time. You can just go ahead and drop it in chat if you see a name you like. Quince, Jeffrey, Rowers, Turnip, Clancy, Mordecai, Macrowave, Chicken, Shane, Sokka, Ego. Macrowave, Mordecai, Shane, Macrowave, Quince, Mordecai, Macrowave, Mordecai. I think Macrowave and Mordecai are like pretty tied right now, guys. Turnip, Ego, Quince, Jeffrey. Allison voted for Jeffrey. Amia Meows says Turnip. That's 3 turnips, but 5 macrowaves. Oh, the Jeffreys are starting to come in. There's 3 Jeffrey votes. Just Jeff, says Kami. Just Jeff. Not Jeffrey, just Jeff. Okay. These are pretty neck and neck, guys. Sammy's final suggestion is Ying for all three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 macro waves. I think that does win. Okay, macro wave. I think macro wave is it. Macro wave. That's our guy. That's our boy. Macro wave. Switch to Jeffrey if we change Jeffrey to Jeffrey. So cursed. Holy shit, we did it. Macro fella. Okay, that's macrowave. We have to do the thing that like white girls do when they name their babies. I think it's so cute. I think there's a lot of things white girls do that we could all learn from, actually. I think they really know how to enjoy life. There we go. It's like when you choose a baby name. All right. Hummingbird. This is our guy. These are our options. Jago, Venture Communist. Jeffrey again. Microwave. Allison, Homer, Joe, Boggly Boo, Toothpick, Hummer, Ostrich, Air Fryer, Absinthe, and Juniper. It's a macro BIRB. All right, what are the votes this time? I'll read it one more time. Jago, Venture Communist. Jeffrey, Microwave, Allison, Homer, Joe, Boggly Boo, Toothpick, Hummer, Ostrich, Air Fryer, Absinthe, Juniper. This time, Twitch side we have Venture Communist, Boggly Boo, Venture Communist, Microwave, Joe, Homer, Toothpick. Venture Communist and Toothpick are currently tied. Microwave, gotta go microwave because of the last result. I can respect that. Venture Communist is leading. We have 1 vote for Juniper from Fairy Slash YouTube side. 3 microwave votes. 4 Venture Communist votes, guys. Comrading. Boggly Boo, whoever came up with that. 5 Venture Communist votes. Oh my god, no way. We're gonna name this bird Venture Communist? There's 2 Juniper votes. 3 Juniper votes. 4 Juniper votes. If you ever wonder who names all the horses, it's this chat. Juniper and Homer, says you. Juniper and Venture Communist are currently tied. Juniper takes the lead. 6 votes for Juniper. Any tiebreakers? 5 Venture Communists, 6 Junipers. Going once. 6v6 Venture Communist. 7, says Hina. Oh, trivia came with the Venture Communist. It's 7v7. 7v7. Any tiebreakers? If there are no tiebreakers, I'm going to flip a coin. Tasmanor is switching from Microwave to Venture Communist. 7v8. It's neck and neck, folks. This is like watching a horse race. Allison's going to Juniper from Toothpick. It's 8v8. Does anyone have the blue rose closer? Juniper, Kami switching to Juniper, 8v9, switching to Rice Shower. Okay, I'm gonna flip a fucking coin, guys. I don't own a fucking coin. I'm sure I own a fucking coin. I'm gonna flip an SD card. It's like 9v9 at this point. I'm not doing it. Switching from Joe to Communism. The communism is winning again. I'm gonna flip this SD card. Heads is, I don't have a coin ready, guys. I have like 3 SD cards on my desk and not a single coin. Okay, heads says, is an SD card a fair D2? I don't know, if you do this, oops. If you do this and then you flick it, surely it's the same. Okay, Venture Communist is heads. Venture Communist is heads. And just name it flip. Venture Communist is heads and Juniper is tails. Don't I have a D&D die? Yeah, but a D2 is just a coin. Do I have die here? No, I don't keep D&D die at my desk. They're in the game closet, the game cupboard. Please, for the comedy, for the anti-VC. 3, 2, 1, flick. Oh! V. I'm gonna write the V and the C really big. Okay, and then ta-da! Rise, my avian proletariats! Watercolor the B and C like an old scroll. This was rigged! I think this would be a great horse name. I think Venture Communist would be a really good horse name. I think we should do it. Seize the means of water painting. Okay. We still have one more bird to name, guys. You have nothing to lose but your cages. This is no right to be that funny. Why is this so funny? Okay, third one. Our cardinal. This is our guy. This is what the bird looks like. And your naming suggestions were Fridge, Pope, Coo, Scarlet. Oh, you have to name this one Coo. Scarlet, Licorice, Freakmaster Pliff, Bird, Ciabatta, Cherry Snow Cone, Wuthering Waves, Doriru, Strawberry Latte, Pavlova, Pepper. One more time. The bird and the names. Fridge, Pope, Coo, Scarlet, Licorice, Freakmaster Pliff, Bird, Ciabatta, Cherry Snow Cone, Wuthering Waves, Doriru, Strawberry Latte, Pavlova, and Pepper. We have like, this is the Arimakinen of naming birds. I'm so glad I played the horse game just so I can get jokes like that. All right, anarcho-capitalist. Brad Buck, that was not on the list. Frolova, not Wuthering Waves. Oh, you wanted me to cross out Woo-Wah? It's too late now. It's too late. We gotta name it Woo-Wah. Freakmaster Pliff. Bird. There's 3 votes for Freakmaster, 4 votes for Freakmaster Pliff. 1 vote for Licorice, 1 vote for Coo. Fairy Slash and Samus each. Samus is still harping on the name everyone Ying. The way for Lova got deleted instead of Woo. Pepper, Fridge, bird. I think Freakmaster Pliff is winning, guys. There's 3 votes for bird, but I think Freakmaster Pliff has like 5 votes right now. 4 votes for bird. Licorice, Ciabatta, Pepper. Yeah, everything else is like, I think everything else is kind of splitting the votes. So the only ones really standing out right now are Freakmaster Pliff. Oh, Samus is switching to Freakmaster, but only if the M is capitalized. So it's like FM, like FM radio. Brad Buck switching to Freakmaster Pliff. Oh, it would be FMP. What would that stand for? Bird. Wait, bird is kind of catching up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think they're even, guys. Get to the polls for Fridge. Not a Fridge vote, just some local organizing. Frequency modulated potato. Okay, these are close enough, and we already flipped an SD card for the last one. We should name the SD card too. Let's run an actual poll. YouTube side, you guys also get a poll. Let me do, I think it's so funny that like Twitch concurrence increased and YouTube concurrence decreased when it came time to vote for the names. Like YouTube was really here to chill out and paint birds together, and Twitch was here for chaos. Okay, let me set up a poll. So your options are bird, or Freakmaster Pliff, but without the extra capitalization. So that may affect Samus's vote. So those are your 2 options. YouTube side, and then Twitch side, I'm gonna set up a fresh poll for you guys. Blazing Asian. Did you? Wait, what were the 2 that you did? Okay, hold on. Freakmaster Pliff and bird. Why isn't my poll overlay showing up? Hold on. browser source. It's an existing one. Where's my Twitch? Wait, what? Oh, there it is. Why isn't it working? Oh, I was missing a question. Oh. What name? Start poll. Oh. I fucked it up, guys. Give me a moment. Freak Master Pliff. Oh my god, I cannot type today. Or bird. Boop. Now it's working. Oh, now there are two. I fucked it up. Okay, guys. Twitch side, you vote by putting a number in chat. YouTube side has already been voting. It is perfectly split. There are only 4 votes, but 2 people voted bird. 2 people voted Freakmaster Pliff. And Twitch side, you have it in chat. You just need to put a number. Here you go. I'm gonna make it a little bigger for you guys. 1 for Freakmaster Pliff, 2 for bird. Tiebreaker. Here's the bird in question, in case it affects your decision. It's so 50-50. It's 50-50 on Twitch side too. Oh, Freakmaster Pliff pulls ahead. Oh, Freakmaster Pliff really pulls ahead. 2 votes ahead. Give me a second. I'm making 10 alt accounts. Add more birds. It needs to say bird. No, bird is suddenly pulling ahead. We're at the edge of our seat, folks. This really is like watching a horse race, I gotta say. It has the same vibes. Perfectly balanced on both sides, truly. There are 3 to 4 SD card flips. All of them landed 64 gigabytes up. We can flip this just for fun. Theoretically, if we had been following the SD card flip. Oh, maybe we will need an SD card flip because... Oh, Freakmaster Pliff pulls ahead. 11, 12. Okay, theoretically, if the front was Freakmaster Pliff and the back was bird, it would have been bird. Just so you know, in case that influences your vote. But at this point, Freakmaster Pliff, can I change? I don't know. Can you put a new number and see if it changes? DJ? I've actually been curious about this. Wait, so if I vote, let me try. If I voted for bird and then I came in and I changed it. Yeah, it can change my vote. It can change my vote. You can change your vote. You can just change the number and it'll switch your vote. I'm gonna subtract 1 because that was my vote. That was Freakmaster Pliff. I was just testing. So it's actually 13v12, but Pliff is 1 ahead. I think that's it. I think this is it, fam. I think we've run out of votes. It's still 2 for 2, YouTube side. I'm going to count the SD card as the tiebreaker vote. This guy's name is Bird. I'm so delighted. I suggested both of these so I can't be mad. Oh my god. That's it. Damn, that's crazy. What a time. First name bird, last name bird. All right. This is a great stopping point. Thank you guys for indulging the naming shenanigans. That was very fun. I've been owed in the marketplace of ideas. Why? Has there been one person? Is there anyone here with a monopoly on the name so far? Oh, I can't wait to go through this whole book and like look at what everybody named. Wait, oh my god, I didn't do the white girl thing. Hold on. Venture communist. My SD card is on the floor. There's an SD card on the floor. There's an SD card on the floor. Woo! Okay, we circled it and starred it. And then this one is bird, 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 bird. Wee. Ha-ha. 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 All in a day's work. They look so good. I'm real proud. I think we did good today. We did really good today. Here. Snug. Smug. What am I even saying? It's like the... what's her name? Like the welder girl in like World War II? That's how I feel right now. Many big claps for you. Thank you. Snug is a smug in a row. I can't talk anymore. You're right. Okay. That was very satisfying. Thank you all for joining for another great watercolor stream. Let's see. We're at the halfway point now. So we've done, oh my god, look at all the pigments it's picked up. So we have done this guy and 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 this guy. Don't play Twister on the back of the workbook. These are perfect Uma names. They are. They should let us name the horses. Call Psy Games. Okay. I guess that's it. Next time we will do Blue Jay. Chickadee. I'm so excited for the chickadee. Ooh, the Blue Jay is like a leveled up, more difficult version. Wait, I actually think the Blue Jay is gonna be easier than the Cardinal because it has like a little bit of the like feather detailing. So anyway, next time's gonna be Blue Jay, Chickadee, and Tufted Titmouse. Wait, these guys are all so round. This one has a little leg elegantly extended forward. So cute. The Blue Jay is Ying. Thank you. It better be. OMG, I love tits. Okay. Anyway. Assume a spherical BIRB. Just draw a circle. And you're done. I stick my leggy out. Chickadee's nuts. I hate it. Bro, I hate it. Okay. Tufted Titmouse is definitely a toaster. You're right. We can bring back some of the old names that didn't win. Like, Toast. Well, Toast was, I think Toast was almost named Oatmeal. I think that was the final decision. Okay. I'm gonna go cook dinner now. So I will see y'all next stream. Too tired to raid, so I'm not going to. There's morning, afternoon, and evening. Have a wonderful time of day. And I will see you all next stream. Next week. Do you guys want to start Clair Obscur? Expedition 33. I've been putting it off for a while, but I really want to do it. So I saw Sevi and Brax were both starting it, and I was like, so I figured I think we can start it on stream, and then I know it's really long, so I'll probably play it off stream. So I might do like opening and finale with you guys or something. I don't know if I'll do finale, that's kind of spoilery. So but we'll start it. I wanted to start it together on stream. So okay, let's do Clair Obscur next week, and then more watercolors. Let me really quickly make sure I'm not forgetting like a collab or something. Oh no, I remember what I wanted to do. I do have a collab. Oh shit. Okay, we have to delay Clair Obscur one more week. Next week I actually wanted to start doing these Chinese idioms with you guys. So a Chinese learning stream early next week, and then we'll do a collab stream with Probe. We want us to play Peak together. So that'll be later in the week. So next week it'll be look at them arms. These noodles? These skinny guys? They're so small. What do you mean? Peak is peak. I've heard. So we're gonna do Chinese idioms and Peak next week. I lied. And then we'll do Clair Obscur and more watercolors. I might add a watercolor thing over the weekend if I have time, but we'll see. I can't promise anything. We ever do music stuff on stream? I've been thinking about doing a Mad Lib style songwriting stream for a while, where you guys provide me with like random chords and then I try to write a melody to them. I think that could be fun. So I've been thinking about it. We might. We'll see. Burbs in the server. You want these burbs in the server? Maybe when we're done. And then you guys can vote. And the most popular bird can be added to the server, or 3 birds or something, like a prom queen. Like music production. I am not a music producer, so I wouldn't be able to. I wanted to bring on a friend to do production with me on stream though, to learn together, so we could do that. But the most I could do is composition on stream, so like melody type stuff. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll do my outro again. No, I don't need to. We already did the outro. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for the yapping as always. There's a spot of paint on my face. Oh no, this is like weird acne that hasn't been going away. I don't know what it is. It like never came to a head. It never became acne. It just went from like a raised bump to like a dark spot, and I don't know what it is. I'm like, melanoma? I don't know. I should probably get it checked out. I don't know what it is. Okay, bye. Bye, we'll do this next time. Bye. 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 Bye.